What is up, gamers, and welcome to This Week in Madden Show 168. I'm your host, ZFarls, for a Halloween edition. Alongside me, my co-host, SGibs. Gibbs, what's going on?
Oh, you know, nothing. Just hanging out. Just being a little old sack lunch sandwich. What about you?
See what the chat thinks. I'm in a mental pretzel right now. I'm literally in a mental pretzel at this moment in time. For the fans that don't know, this is our weekly Madden show. We've got special guests for you tonight. We will have RG and AJ on the show later. And then we have mailbag questions. We have tips. After the show tonight, all subscribers will get an email with updated schemes for the Brain Trust. That's the 3-3-5 odd. And, of course, the Miami Dolphins offense. So keep an eye on your Twitch messages if you're an active sub. And you'll get those after the show tonight. But we're going to jump in. We've got lots of questions, jam-packed show, 2 guests. It's going to be spectacular.
Do you see my, I got my name. I got my name on my sack lunch. Chat, what do you think of that?
Says SGibs.
Says SGibs.
We'll go with the cam. This is my, this is my pretzel. It's very tight back here. And then, so you might think, well, how's Farles going to play? Like this.
Because you're a mental
pretzel and get it going. So
I have a note here from Mrs. Madden Bible in my sack lunch.
Oh yeah.
S. Gibbs, have a wonderful day. XOXO, Mrs. S. Gibbs. That's very nice.
That's very nice.
What else should you put in here? I got I got some applesauce.
Applesauce.
You want some of that?
No, thank you. I'm good.
No? Okay.
I'm good. You know what I want? I want a mailbag question.
You want some chips?
I want to bring in a real expert to answer it. Not an SGib, somebody even better, somebody that works closely with the game. RG, come take a seat in the hot seat.
Here, you want some snacks?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Let me just take the controller.
So this right here is RG, and this is a little bit of his profile for those of you guys who don't know. RG, you may know him from Madden Nation. You may recognize him from the EA streams. RG, thoughts on your career as a Madden player?
You made that just for me, dude?
You know it.
That's awesome. I feel special.
You rode on this Madden bus, which I stood in front of once.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then way back in Madden 08, we played each other.
Yes.
We played each other in Madden 08.
Look at that, dude. The Grizzlies. Let's go. Vintage.
Patriots on Patriots. This was the first round of the playoffs in the Foxborough Madden Challenge 07. So you've been a veteran forever. It's great to have you on the stream. Appreciate you stopping by. You've got some good tips for us tonight, too.
Yeah, I got a couple of things. I don't know if they're at the Farles and Gibbs standard, but, I got some stuff I could show out there, share some knowledge. I mean, you guys already got, everybody looking so tough. You go online and dude's got 146 out there locking up. That gun split close is just very popular, and every time I see it, you guys immediately come to mind. I'm like, damn, they're just out here getting the nation tough, so...
We'll do it. We'll do it.
It's pretty cool.
RG won that matchup 10-6, then played SGibs in the next game and beat SGibs, I think, 28-3.
Way to rub it in, man.
Just a reminder, in case you guys aren't up on your Madden tournament history. We'll talk to RG about Madden tournament history, talk about some of his favorite players, some of his favorite memories. But we'll get into the tips portion tonight. RG, if you want to take the defensive side of the ball here, maybe go with a cover 3. Something like that.
So you got a tip you're about to hit him with right now?
Yeah, so...
Okay, I'm on O. Wait.
You should be on D, I'll be on O.
I'm on D.
How to attack... And we have S-Gibbs still here with us, so S-Gibbs still going to be here with us, Gibbs, if you want to slide in. And
I'm still here.
As tight as you can, and then AJ can zoom us in. But the first question of the night comes in, and it is how to attack the deep sideline without a good compressed set.
That's a tough one.
So I think what he's kind of wondering here is... If you don't have that compressed look, which people are pretty comfortable with, because you get good corner routes,
Exactly, the split close halfback wheel corner route.
Yeah, display bunch dig will work for you. That post route.
So you want me to hit a cover 3, you said?
Yeah.
All right, here you go.
We're gonna look with a spread now. Do you think Smash could get people to the sideline a little bit, or is that maybe not quite the route they're looking for? I think you have to. So I think our opponent, where he was suffering, was his guys weren't able to get beyond the flat zone. So he never had to get rid of the flat. He always could never have to change to a purple or
So usually when I attack, it is out of a compressed formation. If you're going to do something like this, my immediate thought is you have to be willing to throw that little short hook route that's right there too, because sometimes they're going to leverage and play that corner route.
Yeah.
And if they do that, you need to be smart enough to like make that read and, you know, take what they're giving you. I mean, the corner route will get open, but if you go into a formation like this, the corner route's usually not as consistent because sometimes the flat will ride with them. So as you saw, B was wide open right there.
Right, and you got to take that.
You completed it, but you have to be willing to take that if you're going to try something like this, in my opinion.
Now, Gibbs, our person in this question was running the Chiefs playbook, and so it's an interesting question. He knows about the gun bunch, he knows about some other sets, but he was just looking for tips on this. But overall, I don't know. I think the Chiefs has plenty of good compressed sets. You have gun bunch quads. You have lots of plays that you can use to attack the deep corners of the field, the sideline.
Yeah, the single most important thing that you want to do to attack the sideline, whether it's zone, any zone you're facing, it's the same route combination we always talk about to flood the defense. You need some type of vertical, you need some type of corner, and you need some type of flat pattern. Now, you can create all those routes just depending on needing the corner route. So you need to find a play where the slot's on a corner, and then you can create the vertical, you can create the flat. So that's how you attack that sideline. It's not the play, it's not a random play, it's not like a money play or whatever you want to call it. It's a route concept. You need to have those 3 routes, and you're going to attack. What ends up happening is if they play over the top coverage, you are then forced to either chuck it deep in a one-on-one situation and kind of live the fight another day, or you check underneath and hopefully your skilled position player can get a broken tackle and go and try and pick up the first down. But that's the route combination that helps you win on the sideline.
Absolutely. Good question there. Reminder, guys, hit that follow button on the channel if you haven't yet. We're digging through the mailbag here. We're gonna take a.
Well, I was gonna add into it. It's like a super basic tip. Some people, like hardcore Madden players, might think it's like super amateur, but it is pretty dotty. Like once you get a feel for what your opponent's in, so like say you're playing someone that's like, okay, you know they just want to stay in 2-man under, and they're pretty stubborn, they're not going to get out of it. And if you have better route running than the cornerback has man coverage, a comeback route with the timing is actually a really good way to attack that sideline from a non-compressed set.
Yeah.
It will work really good. Like we could try it here.
Cobb and Jones, they should be pretty decent. Let's see if we can
cover 2-man under.
Yeah, let me move this.
I feel like Cobb should be able to get open on this. I know I've been killed with it before. I've thrown this route before. It's not like something that I'm going to base my offense of. But once you get hip to somebody's tendencies, the more things you have in your back pocket, the better. So
I'm gonna say this is a route I loved. I've forgotten about it a bit, but you've got to get in practice mode. Try this out. See if we can get off the press.
Oh my God!
And try and time the route. So
national live internet, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Tough to talk and then live at the same time, but the comeback route, totally RG. The timing on that.
Yeah, it's a good one too.
I've been dotted by it. It always feels good too. Like once you catch somebody with it, because people aren't really running that. And
love it.
Yeah.
People are not running that. People are not running a lot of outs. They're not running a lot of.
It's crazy. Like every time you think of like high-powered Madden offenses, it's like you always think of like the super exotic stuff, right? Like how you're motioning someone out, you're getting a flat, you're getting a corner. It's all these like crazy concepts. But then some of like the greatest Madden players that I've ever seen in my life, like the Problems, the Young Nephews, they always just have like some really basic stuff too that's efficient in the back pocket, because most people aren't even looking to guard that type of stuff a lot of times. So the more you have, the better. So I just wanted to throw that comeback out there because it's super basic. It seems like an amateur move. It probably is if you're going to base your offense around it. But if you know when to use it, it's like, yeah, you might as well have it in your arsenal.
It's a good route. This weekend in Ultimate Team, we've got some...
Is that carrots or cheese puffs?
You want some carrots?
Oh, no.
A couple carrots in there?
I'll keep it healthy on the stream, but I was hoping...
So the most feared Giants are coming up this weekend. I saw a tweet from EA Sports Mutt that was this image. So it's comparing the sizes of all the players. Brian Dawkins, Brandon Marshall, Danny Trevathan, Dre Archer. The silvers are going up. It looks like a foot. Then you've got 16 inches, 20 inches, and 3 feet. So... they're looking to know best way to stop most feared Giants this weekend. I think you're going to want to definitely get the more defenders in the area. Try not to ruffle, as I get it, we're eating snacks, but it's like the bag. No, not you.
No, I'm chewing the carrot. When I sploose out, I sploose hard. I'm sorry, guys.
It's all good. Thoughts on these big defenders. How are you going to? You're going to have to stay away from Dawkins. You're going to have to. But Brandon Marshall, most feared. I mean, he's going to be a guy that's going to be now 6'2" plus 20 inches or so.
That's I really I don't know. I haven't gone up against it yet, so I don't want to like lie to people and give them like a tip. I would have to get out there and try to mess around with it.
My tip is going to be don't treat it like it's no different. Like,
yeah, that's good.
Just go out and play, and then you have to kind of monitor and see what's happening. Like if you start throwing deep bombs and Gronkowski starts catching all over you, then okay, maybe we're gonna start double teaming him. But until it proves that it's going to like sky above everyone else and make crazy plays, then don't adjust your defense. Like, you can't go and freak out and put 5 guys on Gronkowski because he's tall. Okay, so just go out there and play like you normally would. Reassess it. You can message us on Twitter, hit us up, say this is what I'm facing, send some videos or something, and we can kind of, as a community, figure out the answer.
All right.
Yeah.
It's only for a short time.
Yeah, 3 days. 3 days. Plus, there's players on both sides of the ball. So
Right.
if you do have a Prince of Mukamara, if you do have, and you see a Brandon Marshall, if you have a Clay Matthews, you're going to benefit. You're going to benefit a lot on defense, and that's where I see you being able to put guys in the area. But the more defenders you get in the area, from what I've seen so far with the game, the less the chance that the guy's going to hang on to the ball. So even if Brandon Marshall goes up for a big catch, if we've got 2, even if he gets his hands on it, doesn't mean he's necessarily going to hang on.
Yeah, no, more traffic. I think that's like one of the best things in Madden this year is like traffic actually matters more than ever. Like last year, you all know you could just like chuck it deep downfield. Sometimes there was traffic around that they still catch it on them. They'll do that sometimes this year with aggressive catch, but for the most part, traffic really gets the ball knocked out more so better than ever. That was one of like the big changes made this year that I think really helped defense.
Make sure to follow EA Sports Mutt for more information on that on Twitter. This image is very cool. So you see Calvin, then you see what Marshall is going to be like. So it's going to be a very fun weekend.
Oh, you got a lurk with you got a line Danny Trayvon. Is that he's from the Broncos, right?
Yeah, he's nice.
I mean, lurking with a monster over the middle of the field is going to be insane. Like, people's lurk over the middle of the field's already crazy. So that's the one I'm going to be worried about. If you got like an 8-foot dude taking away like my crossing routes and stuff, I'm going to be in some trouble. So maybe pound the rock.
Hey, before we get into our next mailbag, I just want to see, we put a question out to the chat. Anyone, let's find out what their Halloween costume is this year. Let's see what everyone is this year. Did anyone dress up? Let us know. If you did, tweet us a picture. Send it to us. Farles is a mental pretzel, boys. He came as a mental pretzel. I'm wearing a lunch bag. Look, I even have a grease stain on it. The bottom. Look, see? It's so authentic. Very authentic. That's what my peanut butter and jelly sandwich was.
Very authentic.
I was gonna come. I had an Al Bundy shirt. I was gonna come as Al Bundy, but
all good.
I dropped the ball. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good.
EA Sports AJ is here wearing a Denver Broncos jersey. He'll be on the show later tonight.
You can say, hey, man.
What's up?
You
spoiled my costume.
Oh. They don't know who, though. They don't know who.
Oh, that's true.
All right, here we go. Difference between sticks and over-the-top coverage shading. So this is a good question. A gamer guy's not sure when to use over-the-top and when to use sticks. He doesn't know if there's a big difference between the two.
Definitely a difference.
Definitely a good question.
Yeah, it's definitely different. It's going to be hard to show it in practice because sticks will always be 10 yards in practice.
Yep.
But sticks, for those that don't know, sticks is pretty much protect the sticks. It's a term they use in football, in the real NFL, and that pretty much means you're not going to drop past the first down marker. You're going to drop to the first down marker, and you're going to keep anything in front of you. You're going to prevent them from getting past that first down marker. So you could use it, and like say it's like third and 2 or whatever, and you know your opponent's killing you with drags. If you're in a cover 3 and you protect sticks, they're going to take away those drag routes. It's going to be pretty nasty. So right away,
that's one time I think a lot of people don't think to use it. I think on 3rd and 17, my brain says sticks or over the top, but I never really. I tend to shade underneath as opposed to just trying to play the boundary with the stick. So sticks, for those of you guys that don't know, you press Y to bring up the coverage audible menu. LB is sticks this year. Then you can also shade over the top or underneath. Over the top, definitely going to make those flats drop deeper. Make the window for kind of seam throws against cover 3 because the hooks are going to get deeper. Sticks is going to be more predicated on where the actual first down marker is. So you want to keep that more in mind.
The perfect time to that I've used sticks, and again, it's not something I use like it's part of my game plan. It's just something I have in my arsenal once I get keen to a tendency. So say somebody's doing smart route out routes on you against cover 3, taking away, like keeping something underneath the flat drops, and they just keep throwing the out route. The smart route is the same thing as sticks because it goes to the first down marker. So if I know they're going to do that on like a 3rd and 10 or a 2nd and 10, I feel like it's coming. I protect sticks. That flat actually drops and covers the out route this time. And people like to make blind reads. They'll throw.
Gibbs.
People are crazy.
They love it. Gibbs, a quick question for you in the chat. Is there a difference between man align and base align?
Absolutely. So when you use base align, it's going to essentially, we use the word freeze your defense into one position pre-snap before every snap. It's going to make every single one of your setups look exactly the same, and that's where the benefit there is. When you use man align, what it's going to do is it's going to better position your man-to-man defenders in the best position possible. So where this is usually pretty effective is against like a trips set, as you can see here. Sometimes your man defenders might be in a little off-putting position. The man align is just going to kind of better help you get into a better spot to defend that the different alignment, like the trips alignment, a snugs alignment type.
So yeah, so if the defense, if you're in zone coverage, they're going to align differently against this formation than they would have against the spread. But by base aligning every time, you can make them always come out the same as they would. So that's a little tip you can use, and there is definitely a difference between baseline and man align.
I love those features. I hope you guys like really like features like that and stuff. They're my favorite. They like such a huge part of the strategy. Like I would say I would love to see people like talk about those features more. Like you never see people ask for stuff like that on forums or anything like that. We're very not as vocal, I feel like, about stuff like that. I would love to see more support.
It's more of a, it's more for that, that hardcore crowd. They want to get on the paddles. They want to make adjustments, and it's not to say that's right or wrong, the right or wrong way to play the game. But one of the things that I've always loved about this game is that it gives you the ability to adjust to things. It gives you the option to make plays. Like you see something and you can react to it based on an adjustment that you want to make because you have the ability and the flexibility to put your player into a position to make a play. And that for me is usually the most rewarding part of Madden is like you see something, you recognize it, and then you make that one adjustment, sticks coverage, over the top coverage, underneath. You make that adjustment and you get the big play, a pick, an interception, and that's when you get hyped. That's what is so much fun about Madden.
A big tip for me for beginner players is to find out these coverage adjustments, the shade over the top or underneath, and just use that on 60% of their snaps, because beginner players like to play zone coverage. They like to play cover 3, and just by the game situation, if it's 3rd and 7 or more, shade over the top. If it's 3rd and 5 or left, shade underneath. I think that is going to make you a much better player. It's not for everybody, and it's not for advanced guys, but overall, if people shaded more, they'd have more success, I think.
Absolutely.
And it's an easy way, because it's only 2 buttons, Y and then up or down on the stick, to make yourself a lot better. And because then you start to learn to make adjustments and adapt to your opponents.
Yeah, the main important, like you said, by doing that, it's just going to become muscle memory. From what I've seen from beginners is like they can take the information in and they understand the concepts of like what the mechanics do. It's just executing them before the ball is snapped. Obviously, throws them off. That you got to be really fast, be able to base a line, pinch your D line, show blitz, move a cornerback over, slide this linebacker. Like that's intimidating stuff. So just understanding how to quickly do the mechanics is going to put you at a huge advantage in the first place.
We had a great question in the chat from Malone Man 5. Shout out to Malone Man 5. Thanks for tuning in. He says, let's ask the entire board here. Best offense and defensive playbooks. Eagles offense isn't cutting for him anymore.
Best offensive and defensive playbooks. RG, what do you like right now?
I really like the Cleveland playbook. That's what I've been
on offense.
Yeah, before on offense. Yeah, before the game came out, the gun doubles formation out of it's nasty. It obviously has split close. It has strong close.
Yep.
It has I form twin tight end. So strong close and I twin tight end are both good formations to run toss.
Yeah.
I twin tight end has fullback dive with toss, which is obviously effective. It's got snug It's got gun trips tight end. It pretty much has all the money formations that I need. And then another thing that it has, which is big for me, is single back ace. I feel like that's an underrated formation, especially on the goal line. I've seen you guys talk about it before. Balanced formation like that. Keep your opponent
you
off.
can flip it. Yeah,
they never know. So I really like Cleveland. It has like all the money I feel like you need. You need to be able to use all those different formations. And for defense, I like New England. They got the 1-4-6. They got the unique 3-3-5 odd that you guys, I believe, have sending out to the brain trust today. That stuff's tough, man. I really enjoy it.
In Farles, you?
Me, I would say Colts and Pats D.
Okay. I'm gonna go Dolphins offense, and I'm going Patriots defense again.
Patriots
that variety on defense. EA Sports AJ.
I go with Pittsburgh offense.
Okay.
Pittsburgh offense has split close.
Let's go. Keeping the Pats D.
So we're keeping it's a Pats D.
Pats D is very bad. Yeah,
Pats D tough.
It's pretty
that's
brutal.
that's why they're undefeated. Oh, go Pats!
You just slide this camera over to show Gibbs a little more, just because
it feels so good to sit next to another man that has the same affinity for the Patriots that I do.
Gosh, I love it.
Yes.
I don't know about that. All right, here we go. Another mailbag question.
This is tough. You guys got that, and then you got a monitor chat. Then
it's tough.
You guys deserve more credit. Yeah. You guys already get a lot, but
another good question from RG. What's the best way to notice your opponent's tendencies, especially on when you want to adapt your defense to their tendencies? So you're playing D. I come out first drive of the game. I do a couple plays. What are you then looking for? What are you adapting to? Like, what are your thoughts? What go through your head?
It's a great question. It's the obvious answer for me is what has worked for them. People are going to go back to what's worked. So if you get killed by 15 yards by a play, remember what formation they were in when you got killed by 15 yards. Remember what route killed you for 15 yards. And next time you see that formation in a passing situation, they're probably going to want to attack it because they've had success with it before. So for me, it's really about adjusting. The adjustment really comes from, what they've beaten me with already. And then there's other things I have in the back of my head where, like, if you're playing someone that's in strong close, like right away, you don't need to know your opponent's tendency. You should just know the formation's tendency. Like the formation's tendency for strong close is going to be they're going to try to toss you, they're going to try to run wide trail, or they're going to run the quick out route. And as soon as you see that formation, if you're mentally prepared for that stuff, it's really going to help. So there's two things. It's knowing the formation and the formation's tendencies. For split close, it would be like halfback wheel.
Yep.
And then also remembering when your opponent beats you with something, remembering the formation and the route that they beat you with on that, and then trying to take that away next time that comes up. One last thing I'll sneak in there too. I've been doing this for years. It's kind of scum, but what you'll do is once you got them in that tendency, like say that corner route's coming, right? And out of, let's say, halfback wheel out of split close, and that they've beaten you for the corner route. If I'm lurking, sometimes I'll even take my initial step away from the route that
I forgot.
You literally bluff, you got me with it again, and then you take that initial step, you just bite hard, and usually, like I said, users aren't that good. Like it's hard to be a really good quarterback. So as soon as they see that, and their mind's made up because everything's happening so quick, that's worked for me so many times. Like I bluff. Like I messed up the lurk, and then you just go and really commit hard.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm aligned with the RG. I think that I think the first third down in the game is very telling. I think there's different types of third downs. So like if it's a 3rd and 1 situation, you have to this is talking about the very first few third downs in the game for your opponent. It's 3rd and 1. What play do they go to try and convert and get the first down? Because that's going to be the play they go back to later in the game. Maybe that situation doesn't come up again, but you have to remember, what did they go to try and convert? And that's the play they're going to go back to. If it's 3rd and 10, 3rd and 15, okay, remember, what play did they go to on their very first third down? That's the play they feel most comfortable in, because you need to come out and start a game with your best foot forward. You need to score. You need to put some points on the board, put pressure on. So usually what you get from someone's first drive is usually the best stuff they have. So remember those first third downs. Remember what they do. Remember what they go to. And as RG was saying, you got to know the nation's offense. You got to know, okay, what do people do out of the most popular formations? This is something that we've talked about for years and years. You have to know the meta of the game. What do people do from basic formations in the game, and then from there you can kind of decipher what you can expect or anticipate, and that gives you a one-step advantage to eventually stop your opponent.
Nice, nice. Once again, it is Halloween edition. SGibs dressed up as a sack lunch sandwich. I'm a mental pretzel. And we have RG here in the building.
I'm a washed-up Madden player.
AJ is here as well, and we've got some tips coming in. We're going to have gameplay later tonight. It's going to be a nice episode of This Week in Madden. For the YouTube guys, I know there's going to be YouTube guys that watch this thing tomorrow and say, well, I want to get this Brain Trust update. If you subscribe, I'll send it out Thursday night to people that don't get to watch live on YouTube. So people that watch TWIM will get this update in their inbox tonight. And then the YouTube crowd can get the Brain Trust update tomorrow night. Miami offensive update, 30-minute video. Pat's 3 through 5 odd, 15-minute video updates to the Brain Trust every Wednesday night here on This Week in Madden. Tune in, follow the channel. Let's get back into the mailbag.
Someone in the chat said RG came as Rob Gronkowski.
That's as good a compliment
as
you
can
can
get.
get.
You can't get a better. That's the best. You should just retire.
Speaking of that, I guess I should just say that to the chat. I watch you guys all the time. I know we've been trying to make this happen a lot, and I'm not usually the type of guy that likes to jump on camera and all that stuff, but every time I watch you guys do such a good job, and then I'll hop in the stream and I'll see all the love from the chat in the stream, and it just feels really good, and seeing everyone positive. So I just want to say thank you guys for putting this on, keeping the community alive.
Thanks,
and
man.
Thank you guys, the TWIM community, for giving such a positive aura, and really it made me want to come out and do things like this, watching you guys stream, watching the chat. So thank you guys for tuning in and staying positive.
It's the chat. The chat's very strong chat.
Chat is too strong. All right. How about you hook up the chat that shows us love with a little 146 inside zone love?
Do you got gun doubles in this formation?
Let me see about gun doubles.
I don't think they do.
They may not have.
They have watch of vehicle that work or no?
I labbed it mainly out of gun doubles.
It'll work probably.
All right, we could give it a try.
Yeah.
So the one thing I will say for this tip, this is another one for tendencies. I'm not saying like this is the defense to run every down. Like, this isn't a defense that you want to base yourself off of, base your whole scheme off of. But once you get hip to somebody's tendency, especially in certain formations, there's usually a setup out of big time 146, which is already everyone's favorite play formation, and it's out of 2-man under, which everyone likes to run normally. And so what I wanted to do when the game came out, I was like, everyone likes to run inside zone. I like to run 146.
Ciao. Your nemesis,
yeah,
and roommate.
I
don't know how, me and him, we can't even play. We don't even play each other anymore.
We gotta get a Chow.
We need to get. Oh my god!
Tough.
I don't think you could pay us enough money to do it. But so my mentality was like, okay, I want to stay in my defense, but I want to be able to blow up inside zone when it happens. Now, obviously, this doesn't work every time, but what this has done is gotten me. I've been able to use it in a situation where I know inside zone is coming, they're trying to kill the clock, and I need to make a big play. And in order to make a big play when someone's running the ball, you need a big hit on them. This is how Jarvis won his Madden Challenge in 06. He had run D, where if you didn't toss, it was pretty much a hit stick in the backfield every time. So that was kind of where the inspiration comes. So what I do is it's just 2-man under. I'll take the outside guy on the opposite side of where the running back is standing. So if the running back's on the right, I take the guy manned up on the running back. If the running back was aligned on the left, I would take this guy on the left. And what I end up doing is I stand about 5 yards off of the line. I don't know if it works out of this formation. There's different setups for different formations. And when you hike it, you just run right up the middle, and you get a free hit stick on them.
So to recap this, okay, so
there's a big tip.
There's a big tip here. Okay, walk them through step by step how to get to that point.
Okay, in order to get this defense to set up, it's RB down on the left stick, and it's RB because there's linebackers in 146.
Yes.
So in order to pinch your line in 146, you need to use RB, not which is the normal LB. So RB down, pinches them, and then you just grab the guy. And you have to be about 5 yards off of the line of scrimmage.
If you get too close,
you're going to get sucked into a block. So you got to stand about right here. And as soon as they come, you just hit that hole, and it's a free hit stick. Like I said, I don't run that every time on my defense, because it's like a lot of the times I'm trying to put this guy in a purple zone and adjust, and I don't have time to set it up perfectly, or I got to cover I don't like taking the guy that's guarding the running back. But when it's the fourth quarter and they're trying to pull out the milkman, and get the game over with, and I know I need to make a big play. I've been able to go to this, and I've actually forced fumbles in like key situations.
Can you do this for me? Run that same setup again.
Yeah.
Take that linebacker. Can you blitz him and get the same desired results? I'm just curious. I'm thinking of the questions that people are having. So like you blitz him, then click off him.
I've never tried that.
Now click off and control the safety or something. Snap the ball and see how it works.
I think he was maybe a step left. If he was maybe a step left.
He block shed too. Another thing that's like really important when running this formation, I don't know, this is how I run it, is the guy that I want to use her with the most is always going to be this linebacker right here that's on the blitz. I want that to be someone athletic that I could lurk with, because ideally if I know they're passing, this is who I'm going to control. The other thing is that B linebacker right there is usually somebody fast with block shedding, because that's who I put on a QB spy. And then these two guys will be my best pass rushers with power move and finesse move with block shedding in case they run the ball. And so I'll send like the 2-man rush, hoping that one of those beast pass rushers can get in there, and if they roll out, I got my athletic speed guy in the spot.
And then you release the hounds, baby.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm user controlling this guy. So that's the way I set this defense up. It's usually pretty successful. I take L's.
Everyone on YouTube.
It's not the greatest, but
you guys need to pause the video, go back a minute when he just explained the setup, and just write it down. Block shedder here, athletic guy here. There's so many nuggets in that last minute of RG talking that you have to go in when you're in practice mode in this big dime 146 from the Pats playbook. Get in here, because I've used this formation the entire season, and I have not used RB left stick down to pinch the D-line yet. So there's a completely different way to play the game that I haven't even considered yet, and will definitely give opponents fits depending on the setup.
I have to get a lab there.
The good thing is too, with this defense, I can keep that guy on a spy, and I should still be able to hit stick you on the run defense. So even when he's on a spy, I should still be able to just right up the guy.
Oh, good D, yeah.
Obviously, you need the guy that's covering the running back to be a big hitter as well.
Good tackle, good hit stick, yeah.
Yeah. So cool. I hope that tip helped, guys.
Fire.
I mean, it's not.
I'm gonna extend it one more question for you.
Okay.
If somebody is gonna come out in QB sneak, do you have a specific defense you like to use? Do you kind of let them have it?
I actually do. It works pretty well for me. It's this goal line 5-3-3, and it's that middle linebacker gap A that's on the screen, that bottom play.
Yep.
And all I'll do is I'll pinch my D line, crash them down, pinch my linebackers, and this guy, like, if you have time, you just move him a step forward, run commit, and then just see he moves back. If you go ahead, it should work, but it'll still blow it up sometimes.
I like where your head's going here, Farles. Do you have anything for like a fullback dive? Now, we've introduced to our community to the 3-4 solid double clamp go, which is really good, but maybe to give someone another option to stopping fullback dives. Our defense is really all out committing all of our resources to stopping it. So now, I mean, if you have something,
it's pretty much what I do. Fullback dive to me is it's one of those things that's like real obvious when people are going to run it. Like they're in like I form twin wide receiver on like 2nd and 3. It's like I might just run commit and control the safety because I know what you want to do. Like a big thing for me in Madden is I just don't want you to do what you're trying to do. As long as I can make you do something different. So I don't have like a specific setup, but it's like a lot of the times it's just instincts. It's like 2nd and 3. They're in some formation with a fullback
that they've never been in.
Yeah.
And
they haven't been
Terry McFadden subbed in at fullback.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
this is weird.
Christian Okoye at fullback.
Yeah. So I mean, if you do that and you pinch your line, the reason why fullback dive works is because everyone's trying to stop these like high-powered gun offenses, and you got your lines, spread out, or you're trying to set up some sort of heat that doesn't have the middle stacked in. Most of the time, if you just pinch your line in, you'll be able to get it. I know this sneak defense isn't working right now, but I promise you guys.
No, trust me.
In a game, it's
you need a place to go, a place to start with, and this is very interesting.
It's always it's come through for me in the clutch a couple times.
Yeah, the thing is, you got a lab, you got to try it out yourself. You got to get in the lab, work on the plays, work on the setups, and see what works for you.
You've taken us 90% of the way there, and it's just now on the responsibility of people watching this on Twitch and then on YouTube tomorrow to go in, practice it, and then see that it doesn't.
And a lot of it just has to do too when stopping the sneak. I don't think people realize this. Having a big D tackle that has a lot of strength and block shed right here. So like right now I got Branch he should be pretty good, but the better that is, he's going to have a chance to play a win animation on the center, and if that guy plays a win, the sneak's going to get stopped. So making sure you have someone
right there. So my recommendation for that player, for a lot of people in the chat that could go out and get someone when it comes to Mutt, I'm going to recommend 86 base elite Dontario Poe. He has 98 strength, 92 block shed. So that's actually still who I use to this day, and I got some big boys on my squad, and I still sub him in.
Poe is there. For really inexpensive player, you got Brandon Williams, Dan Williams. There's a Jesse Williams with 99 strength. His block shed isn't quite as high. Williams, just they eat a lot as kids because their name's Williams and they're like everybody else, so they want to feel different. No, I don't know. So obviously the BCA Vince Wilfork would be like the guy you would want.
That's the guy.
But he's very expensive.
It's hard to get.
Your guys' knowledge is just like remembering all the Mud players and stuff. It's that's awesome. That Poe card is nasty. I actually run that.
Damon Harrison also. Damon Harrison Gold or Damon Harrison Captain is also very good.
Yes.
I got 2 more tips, I guess I could show. I don't know.
All right.
Again, I don't know if they're the greatest, but one thing I will say is, especially this next one, it's not like the biggest deal, but it's really key because when you're playing, like when you two are playing, right? It's like such an even matchup. Like you guys are both like on a high level. Any little thing you can do to give yourself an edge is such a big deal when you're playing on the high level.
Can you not tell me? No, don't say it out loud. Just tell me.
So here, Farles, let me get on offense.
Yeah.
So this is when scrambling with the quarterback. This is something I don't think people. I don't think people take this into account enough, and I just thought of this before I came here. I was like, man, I should really put the chat onto this. So everyone's used to just scrambling and holding right trigger and trying to go right away. To me, one of the problems with that is when you go,
you take like a couple.
You take a step. It takes it makes you take a gather step when you try to scramble right away, and a gather. It's not a big deal. Like most of the time, you can get away from it, but as you watch right there. I'm trying to scramble right now, and it makes you take this gather step to build your speed up. And it's not a huge deal, but that could be the difference in you getting sacked or being able to really take advantage of a scramble situation. So one thing you can do to avoid this gather step is queue up the rollout loco. So if you just hike it and then tap right trigger and then start running, there's no gather step, and so you can see the difference.
Let's go.
You see the difference.
Let's go. If we don't get a couple follows on the channel for that Fire Flames tip, I don't know what you can give. Let's go, RG.
So yeah, you see he instantly goes, and then once you start the initial movement, that's when you just hold right trigger down, and he'll start scrambling normally.
Let me get on the sticks. Let me try that.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, we're gonna have.
I knew about this too, but I never thought once to do it like this.
And I tell you what, I've been sacked and I've been like, I wish I could have got running.
I honestly can't take all the credit for this. This was something Chow started doing during like the development cycle. And Chow's like, he plays really basic, but he makes like insane plays. And I asked him, I'm like, dude, how are you scrambling with your quarterback like so nasty?
All right, so
he gave me that tip.
Repeat it slow for the chat as Gibbs kind of like give your take to see how it's working for you. So
here's normal. Okay, that felt like sluggish, kind of normal. Jeez, that's a hit stick.
Sorry, not to cut you off, Gibbs, but it mainly is the biggest difference you'll notice it too is when you're running straight forward. If you go side to side, it's not as bad. But when you run straight forward, it's very responsive.
That felt good. I want to see how it feels when I roll out.
So tell us when. So you're basically you're tapping the right trigger.
Right now,
you can tap it now.
I tapped it. Then.
Oh wow,
you can tap it anywhere.
Yeah.
That is old school draw, baby.
The other thing that's sick about that is if you throw it while you're in that tap state, it's a way better accuracy than you normally get. So.
That is smooth operator.
I don't think people use it enough. It's a really good mechanic.
I'm curious. What does it look like if I go under center? Have you tried that ever?
It's the same thing. It's just you'll have to finish your drop back.
Yeah.
But people know if you press.
They do not know.
Another thing you could do, I guess another tip, I didn't think about this one, is if you're under center and you want to break your drop back as soon as possible, you could just hit the left trigger. So run the play normally, Gibbs, I guess, right here. Just run it and let him finish his drop back.
Call it deep pass too, just so he has.
Yeah, you got to do one with like a deep drop, and I can show you the difference.
All right, here's deep pass.
So yeah, drop back. It's like a 5-step drop there.
He ends like 5 yards off. So right after you hike it, what you're going to do is tap the left trigger, and that's going to break you out of your drop back as soon as we let you.
And then
Just
you
tap,
kick,
just
so, yeah.
just tap left. You don't even move the left stick. Just hike it and then left
Hike
trigger.
it, left trigger.
And what,
Hike it, left trigger, baby.
You'll see like a yard. It should be like a yard or two difference. That didn't
bad
work.
timing.
You probably
User error.
Yeah, you gotta wait a second.
Classic Gibbs right there.
User error.
You know,
Right now.
earlier.
Oh.
Yeah, no, yeah, I saw it. No,
Did
I
it
saw
work?
it. Yeah, definitely. Jukies.
It usually only makes you take a 2-step drop when you do that.
I'm just more intrigued by this. I go right trigger, R trigger.
Yeah, that was it right there. You did
Yeah.
it perfect right there. That if you go in the replay, that was what it's supposed to look
Love
like
it
when you do it right.
Love it too. R2.
So L2 to break out, R2 to go.
And then
like
he's
it.
already in that
Yeah.
that movement. Love it. That's a good
So
tip.
while we're talking offensive line, I think there's one more thing we wanted to have RG share
I
was
think we got to go in game for that. Though.
go in game for that. Okay, so we'll be able to see it, but
We could go in game if you want. And I mean, I'm cool with showing them in game if you want to.
Wow.
I don't know how the stuff.
if you want to explain it, and then we can once we get in there because we got to load up and then
Okay,
we got to
so-
finish up more tips. But
The last tip I was going to give, and I think this one's probably one of the most useful out of all of them, so pay attention, guys, is when you're slide protecting, one thing that's really important that people don't keep in mind is you have to slide protect when you get to the line of scrimmage. What's going to happen is you'll slide protect.
show how to slide protect, Gibbs.
It's LB, and then you move the right stick in whatever direction you want to move your offensive line. So sometimes what people will do is they're going to slide protect as soon as they break the huddle. Like the team hasn't even set at the line of scrimmage, and what's going to happen is when your offensive line sets at the line of scrimmage, that slide protect resets. Because they need to get back into their initial stance. So the big tip is if you're going to use slide protection, don't use it until your offense sets at the line of scrimmage, and then you know for sure it's gonna the slide protection like command went through.
Yeah, and this is a big tip because
Huge.
There are times where I'll get sacked and I'll know, okay, if I had just slid protect down, I could have picked up that pressure. So the first thing I do and the first thing on my mind is to slide protect. I call my play and I'm like slide protect. I'm like,
Every time.
before it even it's the fastest thing I do. I'm just like I can't let that happen again. And then I get up there and I get sacked again. And I'm like, but I slid down. And so what RG is saying is once your linemen get set in their stance, they get out of the huddle all the way up to the line. Then you take a deep breath and then you slide protect. LB, right stick down. If you know, depending on where the pressure's coming from, you can slide left. But you can see the art change in practice mode. But make sure they're set. You know,
if you're in game, you'll notice it because we'll break the huddle. You'll slide protect, and the play art for the lineman is going to slide protect in that direction. But then, as soon as you set at the line of scrimmage, you keep looking at the play art. You'll see it reset. So, it's definitely don't slide protect until you're set at the line of scrimmage.
So the takeaway here, guys, is for years we've taught you guys, and we've told you when you first get out of the huddle, you break the huddle, you go ahead and do your slide protection, get that done first, then set your hot routes up. So now the reverse of that is get your hot routes in, focus on those, and then call up the defense. Say, okay, this looks like 4-3 under. I'm going to slide down. Okay, this looks like 4-3 under flip, Sam 3 press. That's pressure off the left edge. I'm going to slide protect left now. So call out your pass protection afterwards. Kind of like treat this like real life now, right? Like, okay, you're going to call out the blitz, call out where it's coming from, call your slide protection. Do I need to block an extra tight end? Do I need to block a halfback? And go from there.
Yeah, exactly. And I had to learn this the hard way too. Like I took a couple of sacks, and I'm like, man, I slid protect, and then I noticed the play art, and I was like, oh, you got to make sure that I set at the line of scrimmage, which kind of makes sense. Like you're not gonna in the NFL, you're not gonna break the huddle, and then as soon as you break the huddle, like slide to the right, slide like you haven't even seen the defense yet. So it makes some sense. So
real quick here, also RG. Did you know that RG stands for Rob Gronkowski?
Oh, I never even thought of that. That's sick, dude.
You came as RG. You came as Rob Gronkowski. Let's go.
That's sick,
Mongol want ball. That's what Chris Berman says. I was wondering the other day.
You know,
Mongol want ball.
We just won the EA flag football championship.
That was big.
Patriot fans are just winners, man. We're just winners.
I'm not gonna just I don't like to toot my own horn, but a couple cats were calling me Gronk out there. It was You get a little nasty.
You getting scummy out there?
I get scum. I play a little football. I love. After the tournament, I immediately hit up my pops, and I'm like, Dad, man, these high school coaches, if they ever let me play tight end when I was in school, like, it would have been a problem.
So much scum.
I was just venting to him about my what I could have been.
Like the
sad.
lineman.
Yeah.
The coaches would see it, they'd be like, you'd be a great lineman. And I'm like, stop looking at me like a piece of meat. I'm not playing lineman. If I go out there, I'm going to play wide receiver. They're like, you're 5'4", 400 pounds. You're playing lineman. I'm like, I'm just not going to play football.
Dude, it literally is the worst when I go back and think of it. I'm like, man, because I didn't understand O-line. I literally didn't even understand the importance of the offensive line until I started playing Madden hardcore.
Everyone in the chat, Somerville. Shout out to Somerville.
Somerville in the house. That's
Mass.
sick, dude. That's awesome, man.
Somerville in the house. See,
that's awesome.
That's why we call it National Live Internet. This is national.
That's awesome,
national,
man.
Baby.
Thank you. I can't keep up with the chat real well, but I see a lot of support in there.
Throwback to that. Can we talk about how awesome those days were? Like, that was like the best time of my life.
We'll rally through a couple tips, and then we're going to hit RG up on some tournament memories. Some tournament memories, Madden 08, Dante Stallworth, Heath Evans, fullback dive, Lawrence Maroney, Wes Welker, Randy
Falls, why were you
Moss.
wearing that ugly sweatshirt?
I don't know.
Look at Farles, man. He looks like a goon, dude.
He was a goon. He was wearing PJ pants.
I'll tell you.
Go back. He's got blue PJ. Look at you, blue PJ pants on. What type of adult are you?
We drove like so many miles.
I know, but you were wearing pajama pants as pants.
Were you guys in
as a 21-year-old man?
Did you guys go to New York the night before?
Dude, I don't know where we were.
We did Philly, Washington the week
everywhere.
We signed up for New York. I don't know if we went.
We went to Baltimore, and then my car, the Chevy Lumina of Dumina, didn't start in the parking lot. Do you remember that?
That's
it did. Oh, gosh.
So before that tournament, I literally was in New York the day before that, lost in the Final Four on, I hate to be one of those guys that's like, oh, you know how I lost, freaking God came down and struck at the ball with lightning and I fumbled, but that's pretty much what happened. And
two of the best stories ever are poker beats and Madden beats.
Bad
beats.
We
can sit here for hours talking about bad beats.
I've heard it all, dude, so I feel bad when I spit the same thing because I know, the person I'm spitting it to is probably like, man, come on, dude, I've heard it all. You take the L like a man. Yeah. But anyway, I got stroked, so I'm already pissed that I lost in the Final Four. I really want to win a Madden Challenge Regional at the time, and I got to drive to Boston that night. Since I was in the Final Four, I was there all day long in New York. You know those tournaments don't end until super late.
Nothing.
Especially when you're deep into it.
They go so long.
So I lose to Evil Ken in I lost to the dude that ended up winning it, Big Show, in the Final Four. It was a rough loss. And I drive to Boston. I'm dead tired, and I just had it in my head that day. I was just like an animal. I'm like, dude, I'm not losing in Boston. It's not happening. So I had a chip on my shoulder that day.
You didn't know the goons were coming out, though.
The crazy.
You didn't know Farles and I were gonna be there, baby. You beat us, but
the cool thing was
back to back.
I ended up losing. I beat you guys. I forget who I played after. I think actually I played you in the Final 8 right before.
It was Final 8,
and then I
beat Vinny in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, so I played Farles in the Sweet 16, you in the Final 8, and then I had to play Evil Ken in the Final 4. And Evil Ken's tough, man, and he beat me in the Final 4. I beat him the day before in Boston, and then he beat me in Boston, ended up winning the city, won the final. I think the person that eliminated me in the last 4 Madden Challenge that year ended up winning the tournament. I lost in the Final 4 4 straight. The Final 4 in the championship game 4 straight times. But I told myself, after Evil Ken beat me, and then I won the online challenge and I qualified for the finals, I was like, man, if I run into anybody that beat me at a Madden challenge or knocked me out in a regional, there's no way I'm going to lose that game. I'm not losing to anybody again. I got matched up with Evil Ken in the finals, and it was a hell game, but I got my revenge and beat him in that game. So.
Yeah. Do you, before we go on to the next mailbag, do you remember one of my favorite parts about Madden Challenge Day is you get there and it's like 7:30 in the morning. It's even though it's in the middle of summer or in the fall, it's still kind of warm out, but in the morning it's kind of cold, it's brisk.
Oh, yeah.
You start seeing everyone line up, and you see the goons, you see RG over there, you see Evil Ken, you see Dynasties over there, you see K-Stars over here, you see all the great players in the community, right? Yeah. And then you just start seeing the rest of the guys come in, and you're like, I'm not getting in the line yet. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna stand next to this guy, and then you stand next to that guy, and then he just turns out to be a baller.
Yes, Don, I've happened. I had it on the other end one time, dude. I accidentally eliminated the same dude 2 years in a row.
I did the same thing.
I felt. He's like, dude, just next year, don't stand next to me in line. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you did the same thing to me last year. I'm like, I felt so bad.
So we went to DC for the tournament, and in the Boston tournament that same year, I beat this guy in Washington DC. He drove up to Boston to play in the Boston Madden Challenge, and we matched up in the first round of the playoffs, and he lost, and you're just like, what are the odds? Why? Why me?
The crazy thing about my situation is this wasn't even the same year. Like this dude just only went to his local Tampa Bay Madden Challenge.
Local GameStop guy.
I beat him at the Tampa Challenge in 06, and then go back in 07 and beat him that same year, and he was just like, he just looks at me, and he was just, him and his girlfriend was with him too, and they're just so disgusted with me. They're like, you just better not do this to us again. And I'm just like, yo, my bad. I didn't even know.
All right, sorry, chat. We're going to get back to the tips here.
I'm sorry.
These are Madden Challenge war stories. We're sorry. If you guys like these conversations, type 1 in the chat. If you want to see us get back to tips, type 2 in the chat. But Farles, take it away.
That's a good
All right.
strategy.
We're going to rally through these mailbag questions. What are the best stock routes in the game? Last week we talked about this player's been doing too many hot routes, so he feels like he comes out and he wants kind of some unique routes. So the corner route, we went over this last week on TWIM, is the best stock route in the game. But Gibbs, is there any other routes, maybe like the PA wide receiver in, or a C routes that you can't hot route?
Yeah.
Maybe the 4 verticals route?
I definitely will say the corner route is, in my opinion, is the single best route to have in the game when it comes to a route that you can't hot route, like corner strike. Like those are, I consider those corners as well. But I'm going to say the corner route's an obvious answer, I would say.
Yeah.
I think a route that's also just as valuable on the play specifically here, corner strike, are both these table routes, these flat routes to the halfback. I think these are just as good in this year's game, if not more important than these corner routes, because you can use these to beat both man and zone, where these corners, like this corner to the C route, is a little tougher because it takes a little longer to develop. But you could be in zone, you could be in man, but that route right there, that route is consistently open for 5+ yards against man and zone.
Yeah, with a well-timed pass lead.
You're the king at it
rack
right now.
catch. You're getting 12 yards instead of 3 last year because of the rack catch ability. And in the flats, you can kind of beat the flat out there sometimes.
I do have one other route that I want to talk about, and this was a route that I thought was this. I dubbed this last year's route as the most important route in the game, and it's the speed out. I think that this is potentially again one of those routes up there this year that is one of the best routes in the game. So you see the far left receiver here,
that
Jones.
Nasty. This is Green Bay. I'm sorry to cut you off.
This is the brain trust play.
Is nasty.
This is the brain trust play. This is we broke this down. This is the play that I say is the single best play in the game for beating man-to-man coverage.
This play is
one play.
That's what I was just thinking. I was like, there's like all 5 routes can beat man.
30-minute video going out to the brain trust tonight with this play information.
I'm in the brain trust.
You're going to get it.
I'm in there.
So, well, this is actually one of the routes we talk about in the brain trust, right? And we'll give a quick breakdown live here on the internet for everyone. So this one route, what's so great about it is if your opponent doesn't call press coverage when they come out in a 2-man under, the far left receiver here by design, because he's playing outside technique against a compressed set, he's not going to line up and play press coverage. So he's off coverage. That means to us we're going to get a free release. It's going to be consistent, and you just need to throw a no pass lead throw so you can get the rack catch animation, because if I threw a pass lead, that can sometimes lead to an aggressive catch. See how there was an aggressive angle there? So you don't want to use a pass lead, only throw a straight bullet pass that's going to give you the rack catch. Now if my opponent does press, Farles press, so if my opponent does press, how I can also get this free is I would motion him out wide, 1 step, 2 step, let him set, he breaks, deliver the throw. A little bad timing on my part, but we'll do that again. But again, this is a consistent man-to-man beating route. It's called the speed out. You're going to find it not only in this formation, but all formations in the game. Here it is again, motion him out. He's going to break, 1 step, he breaks, he cuts, and then deliver the throw. You can see on target, on time, very consistent, good for about 6+ yards on a consistent basis against man-to-man.
Nice.
Cool.
RG, and you got any plays you think, or any routes, stock routes to tell people about?
Yeah, I could see if there's one that I really like. It's really good. It doesn't work every time. The receiver needs to win his.
Sorry guys. In the chat, people are saying, so Cod Dizzle saying, how does he get in the brain trust?
So to get into the brain trust and get the updates, what you can do is anyone that subscribes to the channel will get an email tonight on their Twitch account. It'll have the link to click in and get in the Facebook group where you can chat with all the other members, and then it will have the link to all the other videos. So M-Stack's inside zone defense, Gibbs' defensive update, the offensive update he just talked about, all of that. So very cool.
I actually can't. I don't think this playbook has the routes that the stock ones that I would want to show.
What's the route?
It's the skinny post play.
Oh yeah.
Those they're not like slants. They're pretty much like 15-yard slants deep down the field. It's not like your normal
Single back ace.
Yeah, the single back ace
or gun doubles.
Gun doubles
yep.
has it. That play is insane. It's because pretty much if the wide receiver against man, if the wide receiver wins his press animation, he's going to be naked every time. And even if he doesn't, if you let the play develop, you could sometimes bomb it to him across the field. It does like this deep crosses type of concept. And against cover 3, if you throw a high pass when he breaks towards the middle of the field, a lot of times you could aggressive catch that too. So I wish it was here because it's actually a really cool play that I don't think a lot of people run, but it's a really strong concept.
We can say that the route here, go back, keep going down.
It's kind of like Vikings, that B route on Vikings middle, but it's more,
not as deep.
The vertical part's deeper, and then he breaks a little bit shorter.
More of a harsh.
Yeah, cool. It's like,
we'll keep rallying through here, through the mail bag.
Farles, do you have a route?
I would just say corner routes. Keep it simple. Nothing major. Just the 4 verticals route across the middle is pretty good. These are routes people can't forget, and they can't think just because they're popular that they're not good. They're the best way. They're the best routes for a reason, and you can take advantage of them.
I guess the other one, it's like I'm sure there's like a mix of user bases, so I'll throw it out there. But I know the hardcore users will know about this one, but maybe for some of the more amateur guys, you definitely want to get that wide trail tight end angle route where he comes out and shoots to the middle of the field. Like that has to be in your arsenal.
Texas is. You can search by playbook by concept. Texas concept, the little halfback angle.
Angle route's very important.
Yeah, it's so hard to stop, and it might be in. Do they have that play in this? Nah,
speed outs, double speeds.
That double outs play.
That's very challenging.
Pretty much impossible to stop.
Wow. I gotta look at that.
Yeah, that play's really good.
All right, here we go. We got to rally through here. What do you look for pre-snap on offense and defense from Russian 05? I'll just say that, things I'm looking for are the formation and then the game situation. I'm always thinking, what down is it? What is my opponent trying to accomplish on this down? Is it 3rd and 3? They're obviously trying to get a first down. Doesn't mean that they're going to pass only short, but a pretty good bet that they're thinking short pass. So I then analyze their formation and think this would be a good time for them to run that double outs play. And then I'll maybe drop 2 flats. I'll make adjustments based on that. Offensively, I'm looking to read the safeties and figure out the coverage. But
there's 4 things that I look at every snap of the ball on defense. I look at the safeties because I want to see, is this, get a pre-snap cover 4, is it cover 2, is it 2-man under, and I look at the corners. I'll press on linemen. I'm trying to determine the best I can what coverage my opponent's in. The second is I look at the formation. Is it 4-3 odd? Am I seeing a pinched line? Am I seeing a line shift? Is it a 3-4? Because that's going to give me intel based on the formation, what they're most likely going to run, because you get a base understanding of what people run from those formations. So then the third thing I look for is, did they manually move anybody on the field? So they take a linebacker and slide him off the left edge. That's an alarm to me that's going off and saying, hey Gibbs, watch out for something off the left edge. You have to be ready for that. And the fourth thing I look for, most importantly in my opinion, is who are they user controlling? RG earlier in the show gave a great tip, and one of the most important tips I think you're going to ever hear is you need to do and take away what the one thing your opponent wants to do. So if your opponent wants to pass the flat, you need to make them do everything humanly possible. Don't let them pass to the flat. Make them do something other than pass to the flat. So that's why I say looking at the user, finding out who the user is, and then attacking elsewhere. That's super important. I'll send it to you, RG.
You guys pretty much covered it. Obviously, the first thing I look at is the safety. Is it a 2 high shell, 1 high shell? Once I see the safeties, if it's a 2 high shell, I look at the corners. If they're down, it's cover 2 or 2-man under.
Yep.
If they're off, it's cover 4 or some sort of stupid blitz. So right away I know that. So I look at that right away. The main thing for me is I'm a scumbag. I just want to score in one play.
Yeah.
I don't like people that just run 2-man under on me all game because I feel like I have money plays that I can score with.
Right.
So the first thing I'll look at is where's the sweetie on the field that I could exploit. So
I like it.
For example, if I'm playing with the Cardinals and I got J.J. Nelson out to the left, and let's say I'm playing against the Steelers, does this guy know to not come out in anything but like a 2-man under, or not have his press back off coverage when I got room to bomb the ball down the field? If I see, like, I know there's no cornerback on the Steelers that could match up with J.J. Nelson. If I see he's not in backed off coverage or a too high safety shell, I'm just like, man, I'm just going to send a streak and try to rack catch a touchdown real quick.
Right, and I want to make something perfectly clear here for everyone in the chat. When he says something along the lines of, I'm going to try and exploit someone on the field, literally what he's meaning is not exploit them in a bad sense. He means I'm going to try and take advantage of a personnel package or personnel situation.
It means
for example, if you get Rashad Perriman one-on-one with Brent Grimes, he's going to exploit the fact that Brent Grimes and Mutt has 80 speed and Rashad Perriman has 97. So I want to make that very clear.
Shane Vereen in the NFL.
Correct.
Gets motioned out. If a linebacker follows him, wheel route down the sideline all day. That is an exploitable matchup in the real NFL. Gronk is pretty much just a real
human
exploit. Whether it's too big for a safety or a CB, too fast for a linebacker. You know what I mean? Matchup wise.
Right. You're always trying to get a read on what your opponent's doing. So I think it's cool to hear what RG's saying, all his tips and his insight, and it's very similar to how we look at the game and play the game. Yeah. And it's very important, guys. Playing Madden is very simple when it gets when you start to break down the small nuances.
Yes. Once you get good, you can stay good. Yeah. Once you learn how to play, and it also teaches you about football. It's literally insane. The amount, how much more intelligent I am now, watching football. Even at my job, I'll have to interact with these NFL head coaches or college coordinators sometimes, and I'm actually able to have strong discussions with them just based off of learning different principles from Madden. It's really cool, and like you said, it's not, when I say exploit, I'm looking for the exploit in their personnel. I'm not trying to cheese the game. And there's football coaches, that's why teams get a whole week to prepare for their opponent. They need to watch tape and see who the heck can we exploit on tape, who's biting on what routes, what can we take advantage of.
Why do you think the Eagles try and run as many plays as possible in as quick as amount of time
Watching
as possible?
Tape on them
because they're trying to exploit the fact that their opponent isn't as conditioned as them.
Can't sub.
Right.
A lot of reasons.
Right.
A lot of reasons.
The one thing before I know we got to move on. The one thing I will say before you try to use my tip. The big tip, I guess, in that is just making sure you get yourself to a level where you understand personnel. You need to know what teams, what team has fast corners, what team has slow corners, and as soon as you know what a team's weakness is, you kind of know how to attack it.
That's what's so important about Mutt is you're we know all these guys. It's we know all these guys because when I see that new Jordan Reed on the field and he has the highest route running at tight end position in Mutt, well, I know that he's a tough man matchup for my linebacker. I know that if Christian Kirksey's out there, the new one, he has 88 man coverage, and that's going to be a tough matchup. If I have an old Eifert who actually only has 60 route running, so like you said, you got to know all these things into even if you need to pause the game, you got to take a look.
You have to look. For me right now, the one team I hate playing against is if I'm not playing Mud is the Denver Broncos, because it's they're really hard to attack. You need to kind of attack those safeties up the seams because you don't want to mess with Talib, you don't want to mess with Harris. They got good linebackers with good solid zone coverage that can hit. Knowing that type of personnel.
I gotta start running curl flats.
I know we gotta get. I know curl flats is strong. We gotta get back to curl flats. We're gonna get back to the mailbag here. We're gonna rally through. Then we're bringing in AJ for that golden pipes.
AJ's
got the game of the week.
AJ's got a tip for all my YouTubers out there. Anyone that makes videos. AJ's got a fire tip coming in hot tonight.
Let's go.
Fire tip.
Let's do it.
AJ's the man, dude.
All right, here we go. Best way to throw accurate passes. The most important thing. There's two things. If anyone else wants to add anything I missed, but the two most important things. One, look at the feedback after a bad pass underneath the quarterback. It says in big red letters, under pressure, feet on the move. Find out if there's a reason for that bad pass. Two, check your ratings, whether you're throwing short, medium, deep. And the third thing is don't hold R trigger and throw the ball. That's a mistake that a lot of us have been conditioned out of. Used to be okay if you did it, didn't really matter. Now, in this year's game, it's big. Don't accidentally hit R trigger because you have bad habits from old games. Those three things should kind of tell you where you're going wrong. Whether it's ratings, whether it's a quarterback you're using, like Randall, or whether it's you, like ZFarls, overthrowing deep. balls.
I got a big one real quick. I've never got to do this before.
Yeah.
I want to answer someone's question real quick.
Do it.
Yeah,
So
do
Brown
it.
Sugar was like,
I saw that. Great
he's like,
question.
is Andre Reed good in mud? Like, Andre Reed's the GOAT right now, in my opinion. Like, I just looked over all the different mud items and was looking at route running, and he's one of those few guys that has like 95 route running with the with speed to go along with that. And you need route running to beat man coverage. The game's meta right now really seems to be 2-man under heavy. So right now, if you're Brown Sugar, if you're asking, is Andre Reed good? Yes, he's actually probably, if I had to start building an offense right now in mud, he's probably the go-to guy, because I know immediately he's going to give 2-man under users fits because of his high route running. And so, yes.
Cool. All right, here we go.
The other thing, real quick, back to subject. I got ADD. I'm all over the place. I'm sorry, Farles. The other thing about quarterback accuracy, which is a huge something that's really important for people that I don't think people realize. It actually took me a while to realize, is setting your feet doesn't mean like you move to the right and then stop and then instantly throw it after you stop. Like, after you stop, after moving the left stick, you got to give it like a second for like the stop animation to really finish before you throw. Like, just because you took your hand off the left stick doesn't mean your feet are actually perfectly set. Right. So one thing I will say is, if you're throwing and you're thinking you're stopping, if you can give yourself just like an extra frame or two after you stop with the left stick and then throw, it's really going to help your accuracy. Because I do that all the time. It's like I'm moving and I'm like, oh, my feet are set, but then in the back of my head I know, I was like, man, I try to throw that as soon as I took my hand off the left stick, and I'm sure it gave me some sort of having not your feet settled type of penalty. So.
I love it. All right, we're rallying through here. Let's get AJ out on this stage in 1 minute. We've got the best user strong safety under 150,000 coins. I think Gibbs saying Roy Williams. I would say probably Roy Williams.
I love Roy Williams because he's got such a big hit stick, and you can be his own coverage for him.
Cool. Otherwise, just buy a free safety and play him at strong safety.
George Aloka, Devin McCourty.
O and D, should you click on when going for a downfield catch? SGibs currently on the record as saying when he has 2 defenders in the area against 1 receiver, does not click on.
Don't click on. I don't.
I am always going to click on as the human wide receiver. I don't.
As a human wide receiver,
I've been doing the SGibs, leaving my guys solo. RG, quick thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm old school. I try to click on. It's just
try and click on, try and make a play.
Came up playing the game.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. We've got a few more questions. 4 more to go. How do we hit that question up? How do you stop inside zone? We already hit that one up from RG. Make sure to go back tomorrow.
Nice. I was right in line with him.
Do you have a 3rd and long blitz from the big dime? And how would you? We did QB sneak. So the only other real question that people have is, do you have a 3rd and long blitz from the big dime that you like?
I bet I could figure something out here on National Live Interwebs.
Let's see. There actually is in the Brain Trust already there's a Ben Hove blitz from the big dime. Tonight you'll get the Pats defense 3-3-5 odd. This is SGibs update to the 3-3-5 odd for the Brain Trust, along with that Miami offense scheme that we showed earlier. This is a 30-minute video for Miami offense and a 15-minute video for the Pats defensive update in the Brain Trust.
So the very first thing that I go to is I look for a play that has a slot blitzer. So in this instance, I'd look at strong eagle slant 3, just the first play I'm looking at, and then we got to go from there. So to get pressure,
find you a little set here. This will work. This will work.
All right, so what I want to do typically here is I want to overload the left side of the field with blitzers. So in this instance, what I'm seeing here is I already have kind of an overload stock. I don't want the D tackle to take that hard of an angle because I want him to engage with the center, and then I want the 2 other blitzers to go at the guard and the tackle, and then my slot corner to blitz. So what I would do here to be quick is I would probably crash the D line down, so that makes the D tackle go directly at the center. And then from there, what I would do is I'd probably re-blitz the outside linebacker, and then I'd re-blitz the inside linebacker, and then I'd probably slide the corner out a little bit, and I'm just going to see if this is going to work. Like, I don't know if it's going to work. Nope, it didn't. He slid over. So the next thing I would try probably is a crash to the right. So crash the D-line to the right. Let's try just re-blitzing the linebacker, and let's go from there. Let's see if that works. Nope, that didn't work.
You got through.
So The next thing I would say is I'm going to try the blitz again, the crash to the right. I'm going to re-blitz the linebacker, re-blitz the outside linebacker, slide Melvin out a little bit. Let's see if a crash to the right works. Snap the ball. Nope, didn't work. So now the next thing I'm going to try is I'm going to try something like a show blitz, or I'm going to try the tip that RG had earlier, whereas if I go base line and I bring my linebacker, so now I have like a straight line front. I'm going to crash the line down, or maybe I'll crash it right. And let's see if this works. Let's snap the ball. That looks like it might be pretty good.
That
Let's
looks like
see.
it's going to work.
And there it is. And right there, we just labbed a blitz. I never tried that play. And let's try it again. Let's see. It's a base line to set up. The strong eagle slant 3 from Big Dime 146. Base line. RB down to pinch your linebackers. Crash the line right.
I like how RB
Slide him out a little bit.
One thing that's big about pinching your linebackers too in this formation is it takes that middle linebacker that's stacked in the second level and brings them to the line of scrimmage, which is big when trying to stop the run out of this formation.
So you can see how quick it is to set this up. Like, I'm done. Like,
that's nasty.
I mean, that's a quick blitz setup. That's quick edge pressure. Now, what do we always do in the Madden Tips community, guys? We always try to get value out of this, right? So here's a baseline, pinch the linebackers, crash the line to the right, and then we're going to try and get value. The value here is to take the weak side linebacker. Let's drop him in a spy. Let's see if we can get pressure, send in 4 guys and get pressure off this left edge here. Snap the ball. Oh, yeah, baby.
Oh, and
he didn't come into the A gap. He got a block shed. But now we're getting better value, right? So it's a baseline.
What's the play called one more time? Strong
Eagle slant 3. Baseline. Show blitz. Crash the line to the right. Pinch the line down. Oh. There we go. Crash the line down. Oh, my bad. Actually, it's not a show blitz. There you go. No show blitz. And then you can put the weak side linebacker on any route you want. Here, I'm going to put him on a flat. Let's see if that works. There's the pressure. Comes in through that B gap this time. So you can see 4 guys to send the pressure. Farles can pick up that pressure if he just slides to the left. That's no problem. We'll show that real quick. Farles, slide your line to the left.
I did that. And let's see.
Give me a block halfback too, maybe. Let's see. Put B out there. Snap the ball. Pressure's picked up. So we just showed you how to find pressure in 3rd and long from Big Dime 146. We showed you how to generate the pressure, and then we showed you how to pick the pressure up. So you can see it's not something that's unstoppable. It's something that is going to work, and it's going to be a chess match.
No, that was nasty, dude. Like a pro.
Live
Off the top of my head. I literally have never run that play before.
It's time to get into that game of the week, guys. Remember, follow on the channel, totally free. We go live every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, plus during the week for Mutt Lunch and Sundays with our game day stream. A lot of fun. AJ's about to step into this hot seat.
Are we going to have AJ give his tip?
Yeah, once we get into game, we can have him do it. Show him off the kickoff.
Yeah. I can switch.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Aren't you? You and AJ going to commentate the game?
Oh, you want me to say? Okay.
Yeah. If you guys want to maybe pull that chair up, we'll turn the mic this way, and then they can kind of sit right there.
Yep.
We can lock in.
Let AJ get some FaceTime.
Yeah, give AJ some
Center
FaceTime.
seat. Center seat. AJ. EA Sports.
Nobody wants to see my face.
Does anybody want a cookie from my snack? My stack lunch.
I'm all right.
Yeah, I'll take a
Take a
cookie.
cookie.
That was nice.
All right, boys.
Welcome to EA Sports. AJ in the building. That's a
those
John
wondering.
Elway Orange Crush. Orange Crush.
Favorite mud item. That's what I came dressed as.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Wait, Farles, can I play you over here? Or they don't want that?
What do you mean?
Can I play you on TV over here? Can I pull it up over here, have it on TV?
No, you'd have to turn the thing. But if you sit there,
If I play you?
you want to
Like,
play?
I want you to commentate. All
I
right,
kind of want to play against
Just
you,
pull that
Farles.
chair over. I'll play AJ right now. Gibbs and RG commentate.
all right, let's you and I
No.
Yeah.
This is fun. This is play.
Oh.
Nobody wants to see me play
he's
Farles.
backing
The
off.
chat
My bad.
wants
No,
to
I'm not.
see
Like, I mean, I could tell people what happened when we played each other earlier this
See,
year.
that's what I'm saying.
All right, so RG, AJ, commentate.
Okay.
Farles, you play.
So I'm going to play a...
I would play you if you can. Do we have the tech to make a TV?
No.
No? Okay, so then should I just look at this TV?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
just
can't
hold
slide
this-
it. You can't slide over here and look over our shoulder and
Yeah.
play this.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Nice. This is weird. I've never commentated a game
Yeah.
Don't worry about like
Right.
blowing any tips or anything. Just like
We're just practicing, right?
No, yeah, just talk.
What's my tip tonight, Gibbs?
We're gonna
Instant
show
replay.
Me a
people
couple.
how to take hot screens.
Hot screens.
am I able to like turn it a little bit?
Not screenplays, screenshots. For those that don't know,
Pretty good.
we just started up the fan screens of the week, so be sure to submit your best screenshots using the hashtag Madden PS4 or hashtag Madden XB1.
SGibs took off his costume, so I'll wear mine because I'm a man of integrity.
You were yelling at me earlier. Oh, your
Made a
costume
lot
makes
of
too
noise.
much. Well,
I was just saying what the chat was saying. I wasn't yelling.
all right. I'll put my chat.
No. It's gonna be a nuisance. Just
Yeah.
we want to have costumes.
Yeah, after you've been warring with somebody in Madden for this long, like it's just gonna happen. Like
So for
it's
those of you who don't know, Saturday. I'll wait till
You
the
asked
camera
for it.
stop. For those of you who don't know, on Saturday, SGibs and I matched up in Mutt. He had a big lead, but we didn't finish the game. He then came over. We played live on stream, head-to-head, random death. I got Packers. He got Giants. Overtime game. I got the win on a touchdown. Eddie Lacy toss. Heck game.
Yes, HE double hockey stick game.
I am now 8-0-1. this
It's
season
not
against
0-1.
SGibs.
It's you're 8-1. I just destroyed it by 21.
20.
21.
and it wasn't done yet. And
You got crushed.
Andy has every single item in the game.
Oh, and you don't.
No, I don't. I don't have Brian Dawkins.
Oh.
But I did play.
what's your OVR?
My OVR is a 91.
What's your OVR?
5?
No, it's not. It's 88. It's 88. He also doesn't play everyone in proper position. So you, he angers me.
Once again, later
How do you live
tonight,
with yourself?
we have Curtis Lofton flashback giveaway. He's a 90 middle linebacker who's very, very strong. So stay tuned for that. And we're about to lock in. Let's go. All right, you want to do
Has this ever been done before? Play-by-play for Game of the Week?
I don't think so.
We've
Also,
done it. We've done
SGibs
it,
hasn't
but-
made up the stipulations for this game yet.
What stipulation?
I don't know. Like, are we going to use your playbooks? Any playbook you want? Yeah.
No, let's do the team you get. How about that? The team you get.
Madden Nation rules. That's Madden Nation
Yeah,
rules.
Team you get?
When you're on Madden Nation, you
RG's
couldn't
here,
change your playbook.
When RG's here,
gotta
you keep
use
those playbooks.
Okay.
You gotta use the team playbook.
All right.
Because that's not what SGibs told me on Saturday, but that's totally fine. These
What
are
did I
the
say?
rules
You guys-
take up
No,
the
no, 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 no.
random-
I said Madden Challenge.
Are you guys doing RRD?
Yeah, always random death.
I love that. Me and Chow have been using that, by the way. That's great.
It's great.
I love the random death. Oh, it's great.
It
you
is
can do it in any
it is
game
a community event staple.
Random death. Did you guys just come up with that on your own one day? That was
I don't know. It's just always kind of been there.
freestyle swagging, or
Yeah,
it's always
alright.
been there. I
just always
remember
been
that
JD
one.
come up with that?
No, this has been
No,
like this
it's
has
like
been
a
in
meeting,
college.
I think.
Oh, it is.
Every time I've ever played him, it's always random death.
All right, let's do it.
You go first.
No, you're away. I beat you last time we played. Go. I don't want to do the whole routine. Let's play.
It's not a routine.
I'm home.
Why don't you guys just do Patriots Dolphins?
Niners.
Happen?
Niners. I'll go Seahawks.
I don't even need another random.
Can I just explain something, RG?
What?
I have never seen Gibbs pull a bad team doing random.
Really? He's how?
Never seen it in the history
Ew.
of an event.
Ew.
He has, like, if this guy
No,
doesn't play...
no. You didn't get Packers.
I saw,
Yeah, I did.
saw him
No,
play.
you didn't.
did.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you will do death. I'll do death.
Nope.
Literally, I've never seen Gibbs
You do
pull
death, I'll do
Jags or Browns or anything
Because
like
that's
that.
more
He
entertaining.
always gets one of the
He's
best
like-
teams.
He's a
just lucky.
random death veteran, I
lucky.
guess.
You know what's entertaining, Gibbs?
The grizzled
What?
random death veteran.
Winning is entertaining. That's what I'm planning on doing here tonight.
This
Oh,
is
you're
great.
saying the Seahawks are not good enough.
Right?
They're only 83 overall.
You're such a...
They have become a lot harder to use since
They're at 83 overall. You're 91 overall.
No, but they're even enough. And
If
Okay,
There's
you
enough
got
playing
Jimmy
like this.
Graham. You're going to be fine.
I mean,
having Sherman
Play
big.
Madden Challenge game, 2 minutes.
Gibbs, you're the guy I know most responsible
quick press.
for team over scheme.
No, so the quick press is on
about that, yeah.
that type.
See, chat, we're on death.
There you go.
They were doing We Want Death.
Wolfman. Don't read what Wolfman says.
You have to play Wolfman in the game, by the way.
Yeah, eventually I'll destroy him. It's fine.
Wow.
Wolfman?
Wow, you're gonna call Wolfman
I'll play
out
you
like that?
Wolfman.
You know what I do?
AJ
you know
is
what
calling
I,
Wolfman
you know what,
out?
Play you Wolfman.
You know what I do with Wolfman? This, like the little brother thing, and he like tries to punch me, and I just like
Look at his pits! Look at his pits!
Sweating.
He's sweating hard
I'm
on
wearing a
national
costume.
internet.
I'm wearing a costume.
Why is he so worried? I want to see RG play one of you guys too.
Oh no, my lunch is ripped.
I don't think me playing on stream is like I suffer from like severe Madden rage. like me playing on, like I don't think I'm ready like for that type of life right now. Like,
well, you just called Wolf out. The chat is going ham. Dang. Wow.
Wolfie's coming for you, Falls. He's not
Dude,
feeling
the Wolf
it,
is
dog.
gonna lap so hard.
Dog, Wolfie is not feeling it, dog.
Let's do it.
Stop looking at my controller. Thanks.
Who gets ball first, yeah?
SGibs.
You guys don't do depth charts, so you're just playing with the regular.
No depth charts.
So you don't have. He doesn't have Jordy Nelson.
I can RB in there.
I'll wait till
Oh,
you guys
you
have a good play to
We're gonna do it off
to
the
do the
kickoff.
screenshot.
No, we're gonna do it right off the kickoff. Worth it.
A kickoff?
Yeah, because
You're not gonna get a great.
Can you gotta break us down? How do you take a good screen?
All right. Opening kickoff here. Seahawks to
Are
return.
you, what is that, Falls?
And, wow, a possession catch
Oh.
there. Nice juke.
Gibbsy on his horse.
All the way to the 30. I think we can get a good screenshot here.
AJ, show us your match. So this is AJ's
Okay.
tip of the week.
I have plays too, but you guys,
Yeah,
it's
go
fine.
ahead.
You guys have taught me most of them. It's fine. But a lot of people ask how to take hot screens in Madden. I've had a little bit of practice. So the first thing you want to do is try to find something that looks good. I try to find something that looks like a great football play. I want to try to frame it up like a real photograph. So if you go to AP Images, you can find a lot of inspiration from NFL photographers. The first thing I do is I take the reticle here and I pull it off the player. So I go back and then I push right on the D-pad. So that eventually you'll see it gets that depth of field blur.
So the crowd's now blurred.
crowd's
with the players.
blurred.
Yeah.
Ew, this looks
You can
nasty.
also use
Fire.
triangle and X to
Ooh.
zoom in like that.
Yeah.
Look at the stick work on the freaking screenshot. Let's go.
Very
hey?
important. Very
That's
important.
nasty.
Look at that.
That's
Look,
it.
that
That's your
looks
screenshot.
That's pretty good. Can you
That's
screen that?
nasty. Look at the dude face
you
planting.
can, so if you were to
background.
capture this, you can use your Xbox or you can use a capture device. You can get this screen in the game if you send it using
Using your tip.
the hashtag that you were talking about earlier.
Correct. You could potentially submit this and get it into the game. If you submit a screenshot like this, yeah, it's probably going to get selected.
Oh, fire
Because
tip.
people
A lot of
use
people
that
don't know.
as a
Like
field.
they take their screenshot with their cell phone off the TV. That doesn't look great. But
That's something Farles usually does.
submit your screenshots using the hashtag Madden PS4 or Madden XB1. Anyway.
How do you guys feel about your playbooks?
I feel great.
I feel awesome.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean,
I love my playbook.
this is Gibbs and Farles. I would, expect you guys to have, the playbooks on lock. So it's pretty.
All right, RG. Let's go into full broadcaster.
We're
mode
not going
here.
to talk.
This is full broadcast. This is just like an NFL game. RG, you're going to play color. We have ZFarls handing the ball off to Marshawn Lynch, who picks up about 8 yards.
Other way around. Escape Seahawks.
Oh, you're the Seahawks. That's right. Farles is okay. I'll get it right now.
Yes.
I'm not going to call it like Seahawks. It's ZFarls versus SGibs. It's not
Yes.
Seahawks versus
That's correct.
Packers. All right.
And commence.
There we go. RG, break down that last play for us.
So one thing I noticed right there, is Gibbs goes to his inside zone run play, which is obviously very popular. You know it's going to be a staple in the offense. Farles was in a nickel cycle, which I've never really seen him in before. So you got to ask yourself, does Farles have inside zone D in this playbook? Because he just came out in some random psycho defense that, as you can see, Gibbs is just walking up the field right now. So the question is Farles bluffing? Is he kind of just getting a feel for Gibbs, or does he have something in his back pocket to slow this down if he needs to?
Gibbs loves to motion the man across the line of scrimmage. Puts a man in motion again. Quick snaps it, hands the ball off to Marshawn Lynch. Stumbles, recovers, and he is stopped before a gain, but he gets outside. So we're going to have a 2nd and 7 here.
As a Madden player too, I hate the situation. If I'm Gibbs, I hate the situation that just happened. Like, he had a run, he called the right play. For all his defense wasn't great, he had room to make a big play out of that. He just didn't take advantage of it. It was a 3-yard gain, but if his stick work was completely on point right there, that had potential to be, a 20-plus yard gain. But way easier said than done.
Shotgun single back set, misses Marshawn Lynch with an overthrow there. And Russell Wilson not the most accurate pass there.
Well, that's part of that 83 overall that we discussed before going into the game, AJ. If this was, launch day or something, there's a good chance Russell Wilson's probably making that throw. We update the rosters, to kind of go with how it's been going in real life. And if you've been watching the Seahawks in real life,
they've struggled this season.
Russell Wilson's having some struggles. And Gibbs being very smart.
And a fumble recovered by ZFarls. Oh, that is what happens when Marshawn Lynch takes a play off. He fumbles the ball.
And as
SGibs takes over.
As a Madden player for Gibbs,
Farles does.
That's so frustrating because he called the right play. He had room. Farles' defense wasn't great, but he made a play on it. It's so frustrating when you feel like you're the one making the play, and then your opponent does something like a strip tackle or something like that to regain momentum. Having to get your mind right to fight through adversity like that is not an easy task, especially you're playing Madden. You got to call the plays, and now you got to deal with some unluckiness. You got to have a strong mental to deal with it.
Oh, we're gonna have a
finger up. Gibbs got his finger
here.
up, overturned.
And the play is overturned. 4th and 2 now. Gibbs takes over, but with a 4th and 2. What are you gonna do? You gonna punt here?
Absolutely not punting.
You're not punting.
He's absolutely not gonna. I feel like.
Well, we know because he's going into his offensive playbook now. But would you punt here, RG?
No. And one thing I'll say, AJ, is a lot of people would say this isn't sim. Talking to a lot of football personalities or whatnot, if NFL games were 5-minute quarters, 4-minute quarters, you'd see a lot less punting than you do in real life. And getting stingy. Look at the stinge mode.
But like you mentioned, even in a real football game, other than an interception there, he might should have run the ball. I don't know. But other than an interception there, he's still only giving the ball up on the other side's 42. It's not like he's giving it up in his own red zone.
That was actually a situation. Even in a 15-minute quarter game, you might see a team like the Patriots go for it in real life.
Yeah, every team's not going for it. But if you have confidence in your offense, you might go for that.
In Madden, 4-minute quarter games, 5-minute quarter games, you have to maximize your possessions. It's so important. You can't just be going 3 downs and then punting. It doesn't work like that.
ZFarls is notorious for being able to control the clock and control the football game. Rodgers, shotgun set here. 3 wide receivers. Fakes the handoff. Throws it deep. Will he go for the aggressive catch? And he catches it with Jordy Nelson. And these cannot be updated rosters if Farles has Jordy Nelson out there. I want to know what's going on.
So what happened there, AJ, is Farles, very smart, used the formation sub mechanic that you could use at play call screen. By pressing the RB button at the play call screen, you're able to make substitutions anywhere on the field as long as the person you're trying to sub fits the mold of that position.
Maybe at the halftime interview, we talk to SGibs and see what he thinks about subbing in, a real life injured player. But hey, yeah. I don't know if that goes against the game of the week rules, but I'm also kind of trolling ZFarls right now. Hands the ball off to Lacey, runs it up the middle. He's just shy of the end zone.
You hear Gibbs tapping that RB button, trying to make something happen.
Gibbs tapping that button, and he calls a timeout. So it is going to be 1st and goal now from the 1-yard line.
You got to be thinking,
what do you think we're going to see?
I mean, you obviously got to be thinking sneak. The great thing here, though, is if you're an elite player and you have sneak defense, this is where you could really mess somebody up because most players are very reliant on sneak in this situation. And as you can see, there's nothing else Farles wants to do right now but QB sneak. If Gibbs could get him out of his comfort zone, Farles is going to be feeling the pressure because he doesn't want to toss it. When you toss, there's always a risk of losing 3 to 4 yards in the backfield. Same with power O. Farles wants the QB sneak. The question is Gibbs' defense real enough to consistently stop it, or was that a bluff, lucky stop right there?
Be on the lookout for another QB sneak, and he gets into the end zone. So Aaron Rodgers scores the touchdown, and Farles takes a 6-0 lead here in the first quarter. I was fully expecting to see the play that Gibbs scored a game-winning touchdown with Frank Gore back when the game first came out.
Nope, must be the wrong guy because Gibbs is.
Oh, it was you.
Yet to win.
It was you who. Okay, I didn't remember. I thought it was Gibbs that did that, but you scored a game-winning touchdown with the fake fullback dive halfback pitch.
I love that play.
It's a great play. It's a great play.
If that play for the users at home, if you've ran fullback dive and you notice your opponent's run committing, go to that play. It's like you'll catch me with that because if I see you running fullback dive, I'm going to run commit, and when I run commit, that pitch is going to be a touchdown.
So money. You can go 99 yards with that.
It's a great play, especially when in combination with the fullback dive.
So SGibs takes over. Farles, how much would you say SGibs game has declined over the past few minutes?
0. SGibs is an amazingly tremendous player. Always my toughest challenge. I can rarely beat him. I've just been blessed to be able to compete with him this year.
Just go out and give it 110%.
It's great to compete, and fortunately, I've been playing some strong ball this season, and I look forward to just keep trying to play my best as much as I can.
All class, all the time.
All class, all the time. Classic PR answer there from ZFarls.
Let's go.
And Gibbs takes over. I'm kind of pulling for Gibbs now.
This is a
3 wide receiver set, fakes the handoff, goes for the QB on the option play, and
not looking good for Gibbs right here, AJ. This is a really big drive because he does not want to let Farles get the ball back up 7 and getting the ball at halftime. Usually if a good Madden player finds themselves in that situation where you got to stop, scored, and you get the ball back before half, and you're getting it at half, it's game over.
2nd and 16, not impossible for SGibs here. Needs a big play or a couple of decent plays. He can't take any more sacks.
And 2nd and 16, what Gibbs has done to himself now is he was very reliant on that run game, AJ. So now being forced into a pass situation, we'll see how that affects his offense.
And Marshawn Lynch drops the ball.
I feel like
now we're looking at 3rd and 16. What are you thinking in this situation?
If I'm Farles, I'm going to a 2-man under type of look because I don't want Jimmy Graham to get any one-on-one looks down the field. Anytime Jimmy's one-on-one down the field, he has a chance to make a big play. Other guys you got to watch out for on the Seahawks are Curse. He's a really good, spectacular catcher. He can aggressive catch you for a big gain. So if I'm Farles, I'm looking to double cover deep down the field. He
got plenty of time.
Stays in the cover 4, so it gives the one-on-one.
Oh, I like the one-on-one chance, but he does not catch the ball. Curse does not come down with it. And now a 4th and 16 for Gibbs. He will punt it this time. And RG, this puts him in a little bit of a predicament unless he can hold Farles here before the half.
It's a terrible situation for Gibbs, and he has to punt in this situation because if you don't, Farles could easily just milk the second quarter and take 3 at the worst case scenario and still be going into the second half up 2 possessions. Getting the ball, that's not where you want to be if you're Gibbs. Gibbs really needs to get stingy right here.
Excellent play. And so now Farles will take over up 7-0 here as we kick off the second quarter.
One thing,
Farles controlling Green Bay, Gibbs, Seattle. If you're just joining us, random death. Both guys kind of got pretty good teams, but the Seahawks are not what they were last year and the year before.
Not at all. As we saw, I believe the overall difference was 91 to 83, so definitely somewhat of a clear advantage there for Farles, but we can't say that the Seahawks don't have the personnel to get it done against the Packers, because they definitely do. They definitely have that personnel that they should be able to be competitive with the Packers if you know how to use them correctly.
Another run here. Eddie Lacy picks up about 2 yards.
As a Madden player, when you're in this situation too, AJ, for Gibbs, it's really frustrating because he had the strip. He has a losing record against Farles. You want this win so bad, and then right away you're having to deal with adversity. What Gibbs needs is Farles with the undefeated record as he claims. You know he wants to cling on to that. You know it's something that he doesn't want to take the L. You need to put him under pressure. You know what I mean? You need him to be get in his mind like, oh, what if I do lose this game? I'm going to have to hear Gibbs talk about it all day long, and that's going to kind of affect with his game. But when Farles is in control and he can just focus on the game like this, it's going to make his life a lot easier, and it's going to drive Gibbs even crazier because he wants to get over that hump, and it's just things aren't going his way, and that's a really frustrating situation.
Farles using every second of his play clock, has a man wide open downfield, hits the rack catch, nice reception, jukes his way around. Can he beat the last man? But he gets out of bounds at the 10-yard line. And Gibbs will call a second timeout there. 7-0 Farles. Second quarter. 3 minutes left. And Farles threatening to score again here before the half.
Absolutely. If I'm Gibbs, pretty much shelling out for the run early on. You know Farles wants to run the ball to try to take as much time off of the clock. He would be happy with 3 right here if he had to take it, especially if he could leave Gibbs no time left on the clock. So if I'm Gibbs, I'm really looking to stop the run right here. As he does.
Pitch outside. Can he beat the man? And he's stopped there. Another timeout.
Very nice user play right there. AJ did the classic click on, click off. He saw his outside containment was rushing in. He manually clicked onto him, redirected his route to keep that outside containment, and then clicked off to let him make that tackle. That was a really advanced move by Gibbs right there. If anyone watching at home isn't keen to the click on, click off swag, you definitely need to put it in your arsenal.
And the point being that you let the CPU kind of make a safer tackle.
Exactly. It's something that's been in Madden for a long time. Some people would be like, oh, you got to user everything or whatnot, but no, I've seen the highest level players use that same tactic. You're here to win the game, and it's not easy to take out the computer in such a short space right there.
And you can't control all 11 players on the field at the same time anyway, so why not get your squad in the right spot to make a play? Yeah. Here we go with 2nd and goal. Farles. 4 wide receiver set, single back formation, calling a couple of audibles here at the line, or hot routes have you. Hands the ball off to Lacey, who is stopped at the 11-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd and goal.
And Gibbs did the right thing there, AJ. You saw how Farles was in a trips trio set, spread. He's showing pass, but Gibbs, being the smart Madden player that he is, knows Farles wants to run the ball. What's he trying to do? He's going to make Farles do what he doesn't want to do. Gibbs didn't spread it, man align. He kept everybody tight in the box and was able to blow up the run. Very veteran move by Gibbs right there. This is where he needs to be careful because Farles is in a situation where he doesn't really have much to lose here, so you could expect him to be going for a touchdown. Screenplay, kept it nice and safe, and you will notice that in this situation. You need to know the situation, AJ. You know Farles doesn't want to try anything super risky, but you know he has a desire to get into that end zone. What's not super risky that gives you a chance to score a touchdown? Halfback screenplay.
Absolutely. And you know Gibbs is probably happy right now. Holding him to 3 points. Right here, he's going to get the ball back before the half is over. A chance to possibly cut the lead down to 3 as the 2-minute warning saves a little more time for Gibbs to have a 2-minute drill.
I love watching these two play, AJ. They're killing clock. They're not playing any games. If I was to try to kill clock on Chow, he wouldn't talk to me for a week. That's how you know it's serious between these two dudes. They're not playing around. There's a lot of pride on the line. I don't think either one of them wants to take this L on, National Live Interwebs?
National
Live Internet.
Let's go, dog. I'm out here.
National Live Internet.
I'm out here.
We got a cute little kick here by ZFarls, and Gibbs will get a little space.
Gibbsy.
Giving him a little room. I won't pretend to understand the strategy behind that.
Oh, it's a very common tactic that you see in high-level Madden all the time. If you're worried about if you're not very confident in your kick return D, or you're worried about giving up a kick return touchdown, that's what you do. And a lot of times what that'll do too is if they don't fair catch it, it ends up the ball ends up in the hands of a 3rd string tight end or a 2nd string tight end whose carry rating is going to be really low. So if someone tries to get greedy and get yards, you got a really good chance for a strip tackle or forcing a fumble in that situation.
I've returned a couple of long kickoffs or for touchdowns sometimes. People do that. Here we go.
If you watch the Madden Challenge Finals, I believe for 05, you saw every one of Big Gene's kickoffs when he won the Madden Challenge was he kicked
safe
it like that. Safe like that.
Gibbs flipping the play, and then he hands the ball off to Lynch, who picks up close to 10 yards, but he's going to be inches shy. So 2nd and inches here, 43-yard line.
This is big for Gibbs because since he held Farles to 3, if he could get a touchdown here and Farles gets the ball at half, all he needs to do is hold Farles to a field goal in order to stay in the game and keep it one possession. So you know Gibbs right here is really looking to punch one in because when you're playing defense and you're willing to give up a field goal, it's a lot easier to get stops and play that bend but don't break type of style.
He's just taking what Farles will give him.
The
pump fake and almost fools him. Almost fooled Raji there. That was a nice play.
That was nasty. If he got away from that, Gibbs could have got super vintage right there. Unfortunately, took a sack.
Gibbs 3 wide receivers, hands the ball off to Lynch again, cuts it back. And he picks up 3 or 4 yards there.
And those are those situations I'm talking about.
3rd and 18 now.
Those are those runs I'm talking about, AJ. You saw how much room there was in the open field, but then you end the play and you only get 5 yards. As a Madden player, that used to drive me crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I hate when I don't capitalize on full opportunities.
Nice open field tackle.
There he goes.
Good run.
There he goes.
Good left stick move. Definitely in 4-down territory here. And Gibbs is, of course, going for it.
It'd be interesting to see what.
I think in my situation, I would probably kick the field goal here, but that's why I'm not a pro.
I would kick the field goal in this situation if there was less time on the clock. I feel like the risk that Gibbs has kicking this field goal is he gives Farles 26 seconds with 2 timeouts. That's not unheard of for Farles to get back in field goal range and make this a 2-possession game again.
Sure.
I think that Gibbs was in position where he could have got that first down and then really took a couple of shots at the end zone before that field goal. But I understand it. I mean, it's not a totally wrong move to make.
See, I won't pretend to be in their minds, but it seemed to me, pretending that they're not sitting right here, seemed to me that Gibbs was running the no huddle, thought he had a chance at getting the first down if Farles doesn't change up his defense, but of course he knows his competition there. Farles calls the timeout to get himself in the best position to stop the 4th down conversion.
Yes.
Gibbs knows it, kicks the field goal, and takes his 3 points.
That was a beautiful timeout by Farles. I'm glad you brought that up, AJ. So many people don't use their timeouts in the first half, and I don't understand it. Use those timeouts. They're there for a reason. I know Gibbs and Farles stress that on their stream all the time, and it's super true. If you're going to be a good Madden player, you need to be a good football player, and in football you need to use timeouts at the right time. You can't take them with you to the second half. And you see, exactly like you broke it down, that timeout was enough to get in Gibbs' head. No, Farles might go to a defense, short yardage defense, and it shook him up. Great defense by Farles. And
Good deep pass there, but 2 men on his wide receiver.
Yeah, but he still got his hands on it, and this is what I was talking about, AJ. It's scary giving high-level players, like 25 or more seconds when they have 2 timeouts to prevent them from getting in field goal range. Sure, the odds are against them from doing it, but it's not unheard of for a guy like Farles to get in field goal range in this situation.
4 wide receiver set again, fakes the handoff. Play action pass, throwing it deep. Candy Rackett catches the ball, and James Jones is into the end zone for the touchdown. We have a 17-3 game. Farles leading.
And Farles is cheating.
Got that confident smirk on his face.
He's holding it back.
That's just what he does.
Oh, that's painful.
This is what he does. He puts your mind in a mental one of these. That's what he does.
I like it.
Real talk real quick. That play is in the Brain Trust. It's not in the newest update, which will be coming out after the show, but SGibs put that in the Tampa Bay update. So shout out to SGibs for that.
I need you to show me that play.
Appreciate that one.
Nothing from Gibbs. Silent but deadly. Farles not going to give him.
Silent but angry.
Silent but angry.
Oh my God. Imagine if a Madden player had the nickname Silent but Deadly. That'd be
just
great.
silent but angry.
You're Madden.
So Gibbs is going to have 5 seconds here. I would give him 1 crack at the end zone, potentially.
Farles is going to go to quarters 3 deep, man up 3 deep. It's really impossible. It's not impossible, but it's really unlikely for Gibbs to be able to.
But you got to think of the personnel too. Does he have a guy that can beat all these players?
Not that far back. No timeouts. You see Farles manually running back there to stop everything. 3 people.
And he gets the pick for the half.
There was Madden's, AJ, where there was enough money plays where you weren't safe in quarters 3 deep, man up 3 deep in that situation.
No.
So the game's come a long way in regards to you're not able to get, that situation's way less of a, I guess, intense moment than it used to be.
College roommates and I had a serious NCAA 09 online dynasty. I beat me and my biggest rival. I beat him 1 time in the national championship game with a deep ball.
Let's go.
That he, for some reason, couldn't stop it. And then I also one time returned a punt for a touchdown with 3 seconds left.
Turning a punt
To win, I had to call him afterwards. I was like, oh.
Was it just like an easy hole, or was there stick work involved? Did you get an ass?
Oh yeah, I had to pull the stick work out.
Go,
I was pretty good back in the day.
Let's go.
I'm just decent now.
What?
Thought that was going to be play action. And that is why you get an Eddie Lacy.
This is
Look at that.
I almost
He broke 3 tackles. Put that in the plays of the week, Gibbs.
Poor Gibbsy.
Can we get that submitted, Farles?
When it rains, it pours in Madden, dude.
I'm not happy about that. I'm not proud of that. All those things. But, however, I tapped that. If he had stayed up on that and I had got the green arrow,
It would have been a crib shot.
that would have been play of the week. Which you can submit over on the EA Sports site.
Yep.
Poor Gibbsy right there. That's just why I don't play on stream. Like Madden, my Madden rage is real. He had the perfect defense. He blew him up for what looked to be a 5-yard gain. He's already fighting through adversity, and Farles turns it into a first down.
Outside run here. Breaks another tackle, and that looks like crib shot potentially.
Oh, good hit, Gibbsy.
Nice little stutter step, but Sherman with the nice tackle there. Farles is driving pretty quick.
Farles looking tough right now.
9-yard line here, 17-3 lead over SGibs. I don't know my records it's 8-1, correct? Farles, you're leading the series 8-1 this year. Is that correct?
If you're counting.
If I'm counting.
8-0-1, not 8-1-0. 8-0.
Gotcha.
It's like a hockey record.
One thing I want to give credit to is Gibbs. The fact that he's able to stay focused, try to keep his emotions in check while dealing through some of this adversity is a lot easier said than done. I wish that would be a great like YouTube Vine series of like the top Madden rages. Like some of those are just like super classic.
They've got some really good mutt pack opening.
Oh, I just watched the Brian Dawkins one.
You just saw that?
Gosh, that was
that was from last year or 2 years ago.
I actually pulled that
kid. He pulled a. If you guys haven't seen it, go look it up. Can we get Gibbs' mug on the load screen? They want your.
Oh man, that would
just be mean.
Oh, Gibbs, don't be that sad.
Mental pretzel. What is this?
A mental pretzel.
This is just.
Jeez.
Can you explain your strategy here? You're just running out the clock.
Give us a little sneak peek in the mind of the Farles, dog. What's going on with this? Taking knees on him, dude.
You ever seen the movie Batman?
Yes.
Basically,
which one?
The Joker.
Okay.
You nail the ball in the third quarter, and everybody just loses their mind.
Sometimes you just want to watch the Gibbs burn.
Winning is fun, but sometimes more fun to just watch his Gibbs burn.
Oh, that's hilarious. But no, that Brian Dawkins video is dope, AJ. I actually just showed it to Rex and Larry Legend, the designer for passing, at the studio today, and we were all just getting like a huge kick out of it.
So yeah, you guys need to go look it up. This kid pulls a Brian Dawkins golden ticket, right? It was golden ticket, 99 overall, like 103 hit power, something nasty. And this kid loses his sack lunch.
The reaction
when he pulls
is priceless.
It's the best pack pull video I've ever seen.
If I ever see that kid, I'm dapping him up because that video is
absolutely
amazing. That video is
got to be an internet legend now. Gibbs handing the ball off to Lynch.
I don't think Gibbs
taking his 6 yards right now. So what Gibbs has told me in the past is he's gonna give me a defense, or he has instructed me to give the other team a defense that makes them make short plays like that. And he just says, okay, you can have that. You can have that. Go ahead. I'm going to let you have that. This is exactly what Farles is doing. And Gibbs is taking it. He's taking his little runs for 6 yards. Then he takes a sack.
I think the difference in the game, AJ, if you notice, it's that thing I was talking about where Gibbs is running the ball and he has tons of room in the open field, but they're only turning into like 5 to 6 yard gains. As where when Farles is running the ball and he's room in the open field, it's big, like 20 to 30-yard gains. Granted, he had one where he broke 3 tackles to get into the open field, but there was also a couple runs where Farles was getting big gains and chunks of yards at a time.
Jackson with the handoff again. Fred Jackson fumbled the ball last time, but it was overturned. Russell Wilson dropping back,
Good
finds
play, Gibbsy.
open tight end there. That's Jimmy Graham with the possession catch. Gibbs running no huddle here. Fourth quarter. 3:37, 35, 34. Hands the ball off. Fred
A touchdown
Jackson.
and an onside kick, and he's right back in this, AJ. That's the thing. I've seen crazier things happen. Gibbs needs to just get this momentum back. He needs to get in the end zone. He knows what defense Farles is in. He just needs to attack.
Another nice run there.
Use his tools to attack it.
He's about 3 yards, 2 yards short of the first down here. 3rd and 2.
And the gun trips tight end, one of the most popular offensive formations in Madden
Loves it.
history.
Gibbs loves it.
One thing you notice, AJ,
No
is
huddle.
he's running this no huddle, but it's obviously had a fatigue hit on his team. You saw Fred Jackson was moving
Just about to ask about
very
that.
slow right there. He's moving very slow. You see Wilson not moving too fast.
Oh,
Makes a play though. There you go, Gibbsy.
RG, sometimes that play ends up in a bad overthrow. You're rolling out, you're throwing on the run,
Absolutely.
potentially under pressure, but he completes that ball, throws a dot.
I think Gibbs was due for a couple of breaks. What a block shed by Farles. And that's something that I never thought about doing, but one of our testers, Will Sykes, his name, he goes by Blue. He's actually one of the top Madden players in the world. He's the one that put me onto that. He's like, man, if you can't stop the run, just get on a D lineman and block shed and conservative tackle. I was like, no way, dude. And as you can see, it works, man. So
the truth is, you can use your defensive lineman.
in certain, it's situational, but yes, you can. And I was totally against it, but I've seen.
I've since switched over to middle linebacker or safety for the most part this year. I used to be one of those guys that used his defensive lineman, but
As we all were.
yeah, like it's fun. I like trying to get the sack, but yeah, I think
One thing that's changed.
I've matured as a Madden player this year.
The one thing that's changed, the one thing that hasn't changed is high-level people not using their D linemen. That's always been a thing. But over the years, what's changed is back in like the PlayStation 2 and regular Xbox days, it seemed like users were using their safeties more often. It was more about user controlling that safety and making plays with him. But as it's developed, as the years of Madden have developed, people have been using their linebackers a lot more lately, and it seems like the most common position usered in high-level Madden games. And
The 5-wide set
that's going to be it.
comes up short for Gibbs as his wide receiver drops the ball. Farles is going to take over with 1:51 remaining. All 3 timeouts, though, for Gibbs, so he's technically speaking, not out of this. He needs to get 3 stops, and then he would need an onside kick.
Honestly,
Touchdown and onside kick.
given the aura of this game and knowing these 2 individuals, Farles and Gibbs being from the old school, I anticipate Farles to use the normal Madden tournament logic. Is what do you do when you see the man drowning? You throw water on him. And I would not be surprised to see Farles take Gibbs and keep him under that pool. Because
that's tough to see, too, because Gibbs had 3 men over there, couldn't get a hand on Eddie Lacy. And when he did, he broke the tackle. Lacy is breaking some tackles.
This
today.
game doesn't tell the whole story. Gibbs is a much better player than this. He just had to go through some rough adversities that he wasn't able to overcome, and we've all been there. It happens to me every week. I get into a game, I get a fumble on my first drive, and he gets me frustrated, and then you never bounce back. This is the type of thing that happens, and it's what makes players like Problem and the young nephew so great, is that mental toughness of being able to not let stuff like that phase you.
How much would it bother you as Farles, or if you're in Farles' seat right now, Gibbs still calling timeouts, trying to delay what seems to be the inevitable at this point?
I love it.
I don't think right now there's not much that when you're up 20-3 and going for the W, there's not much that could really bother you. You're kind of swagging into the sunlight, driving off into the sunset.
It's better than a rage quit, right?
Always better.
To let that clock hit 0. Oh, and he play actions. Rogers rolling out.
I'll go
He's
one-on-one
got a
with
couple
Gibbs.
men.
One-on-one.
Oh, and Jordy Nelson? Was that Jordy? No.
Good play.
Gibbs
John
not
Cook.
feeling it. Gibbs not feeling it.
Go one-on-one.
Going for the aggressive catch with the fullback.
I'll throw it at
It's
you.
something.
Gibbs was so offended by the going on.
That's a thing.
I feel you, Gibbs. Let's go.
Oh, man. And he's going to go for it here. 4th and 2 on his own 47.
Dog, what you do?
This is definitely not Sim.
Dog, what you
Archie.
do, Gibbs, is you stop him here and then cap how he couldn't score on you at the end of the game. Boom. Couldn't score on him at the end of the game, bro.
You got to cling to small victories.
You just gotta
right?
cling to small victories, and you gotta troll anything you could do to troll later on to not. Dude, I'm telling you, the way Chow walks around the house if he pops you in any video game, especially Madden, it's like intolerable. So you gotta cling on to like anything you can get to like get.
See,
back
that's
at
so
him.
weird. Chow has always been the nicest guy when I've played him
Yeah,
in Madden.
Kid's
but-
a savage on the sticks, so.
Yeah, he is very, very good. Nice play there by SGibs. Gets the first down.
Let's go, Gibbs. Moral
Makes
victories,
it,
dog.
marches his way down to the Farles' 27-yard line.
Farles in quarters, 3 deep, man up 3
Farles
deep.
deep quarters.
Good play by
And
Gibbs.
completes the pass. Nice big hit there. Strong hit stick tackle. 2nd and inches. 25 seconds. 24. Gibbs running no huddle as usual. Play action. Throwing deep, looking for his man, and he
what an-
throws the interception.
Had a hook over there.
That was nasty.
Shields
It was
the
double
pick.
covered.
The hook didn't do anything.
It's awesome.
It was double covered. The animal was nasty too. I never seen
Animation
that
looked sick.
That animal was sick. Shout out to Mike Scantleberry on the
Mike did a great job.
2-player
this
catches
year.
this year. The wide receiver DB.
Who likes the new catches this year in Madden? Say yay or nay in the chat.
Play receiver was like the mechanic I've been waiting for like all my life in Madden. Like literally all my life. My Madden
A lot of people
career.
still don't use it. I can tell.
You should definitely.
Farles running play action. He is what you would call savage right now.
If you're in a situation where you know you can't make the interception, like it happens in real life all the time. You know, Tyrone Matthew just did it the other night on Monday Night Football. You know you can't make the interception, play the receiver. He's gonna try to attack the ball as soon as the dude gets his hands on it. And
Is this the norm, Gibbs, for him to do this to you?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Come on.
Man, this is
Come on.
get the hot routes and everything, eh?
Something.
Hot
You do this
routes
to
and
people
everything,
online, too?
dog. Motion 2? Motion 2?
motion, hot routes.
Oh. Just trying to.
Oh,
There you go.
I'm just trying to entertain the chat, you know?
yeah, you got to
Oh,
make this interesting
is
with
the
10
chat
seconds
calling
left
for
and a
it?
17-point lead.
But, you know.
The chat wants it, huh? They
There's
want
some
you to
Gibbs
put it
guys
up.
in the chat. There's some Farles guys in the chat.
Finally have options
The chat's
to
divided.
catch and defend the catch. Agreed. Farles is a beast. Yay, 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 yay.
The mine pretzel over the sack lunch.
Another play action. Finds a wide open man deep. Oh, if he breaks that. He calls a timeout with 3 seconds remaining.
With the finger up, he's doing the vintage finger. Oh no!
Now I kind of want to see a touchdown.
Yeah, when you do the
wanna see
vintage
one
finger,
here.
dude, vintage finger means it's TD time.
I want to
Like,
see
Lord.
not 27-3. I want to see 28-3, Farles. If not, I don't know if this is a great win.
I like Gibbs' intensity.
4 wide receiver set.
Gibbs is the man.
He's
dog.
running a game.
Single back.
Get him, Gibbs. Sack lunch. Sack lunch.
Oh.
Sack lunch. Sack lunch. Oh.
Nice breakout. Gets the
Oh
block.
no. Oh no.
Deep.
Oh,
Can he
no.
get the aggressive catch?
Oh, thank goodness.
And Richard Sherman is there to break up the play. Game over. 20-3 Farles. And he puts SGibs in the figurative and, I guess,
Does
literal
Gibbs need to
mental
wear the
pretzel.
Yeah, he has to wear the pretzel. Damn, that's rough. You're a good sport, Gibbs. You're a real sport.
Let's go back through a couple plays here so SGibs can justify his loss. Let's see.
So he can relive the experience, if you will.
Justified.
Go into the post-game highlights here, RG. Let's go to the first quarter. Fumble recovery by Burnett, Morgan
Let me
Burnett,
see
but
the
it is
fumble. Does
it
that
is
work?
called.
Yeah, I mean, he...
Was this user strip?
No, it got overturned.
It is
and I-
overturned.
The big plays, I stopped him on 4th and 2. He
Yeah,
went for it on 4th
that's
and
what it
2.
was. He passed
Fourth
it on
and two.
4th and 2 after he had been running the ball decently well.
That's the safety. Aaron Rodgers, very good player. I mean, this guy's wide open. I choose to add a degree of difficulty, throw it to the covered guy. And Jordy Nelson, is very good. He's a very good player.
Comes down with the rock.
Jordy Nelson against Kerry Williams.
We
is gonna
snuck it
be
in.
Jordy Nelson advantage.
He tried to run with Russell Wilson, get cute, couldn't do it. Drop the pass. 3rd and 16.
Okay, you can't troll him for
I'm not
dropping
trolling, we're
a
talking
pass.
It's not Jordy Nelson out there. That's all.
No, that is not Jordy Nelson. In fact,
This was a great play.
Almost the
this
same
was a great play. He knew I was going to the sale. Excellent job by Gibbs. I roll out. We playmaker Lacey, but I don't really want to attack there. I wait for the tight end.
Why don't you throw to Lacey there? That's who
And
I
it
throw
was a
to
little
probably.
risky.
I would be afraid, and I just want to hear what you say because I would be afraid of Sherman in that situation. When you threw the ball, Sherman was like scary looking, but you decided to throw.
No,
to
I
him.
knew Sherman was breaking down.
knew he was
I
breaking
had to
down.
wait an extra second.
Okay.
But he ended up doing it. Gibbs had a good stop
Pro
there
move
on
right there,
defense.
Archie.
Yeah, no,
Pro
that was a really strong read.
Really good
I thought he was going to go.
Really
This-
good.
this
I
was-
thought he was going Lacey
Third and 18,
all the way.
He ran. We definitely ran commit on that 3rd and 17. Pretty sharp move, but we got the tackle 1 yard short. 17 yards. It was a very good run on a 3rd and 18.
Yeah.
But he took 3. This was probably the play of the game because this really broke it open and allowed me to just basically not play in the second half.
So why do you go for a run on 3rd and 18, Gibbs?
Because he doesn't really play defense. He just drops everyone back and just that's seriously how he plays. He doesn't. I'm not.
He's gonna let you run the ball all day,
Correct,
and then,
correct.
and
No,
then he's
serious.
gonna light up the scoreboard.
That's not a shot. That's literally that's how he plays the game.
But that's how you taught me to
No,
play
I know.
the game.
I know. So that's why I was running the ball all game because he drops guys back and he gives that to you. So
This is probably the best
I'm not
money
gonna,
play in the game.
I
right here.
can't run a passing play against man coverage.
What would you have done differently if you were playing with the Packers and he was playing with the Seahawks?
I would have done the same thing he did. I would just throw it to Jordy Nelson. There's no corner.
Richard Sherman can't cover Jordy
I'm
Nelson?
saying, no, correct. No, I'm saying if you have
Earl Thomas up in the box.
if you have Jordy Nelson, I would do exactly the same thing he did. That's what I'm saying. Is that you were smart when you did that.
He found a good one-on-one
Right,
coverage.
correct.
He completed the pass. That
Jordy
was not
Jordy
an
Nelson-
OP aggressive
No,
catch. That was Jordy Nelson one-on-one with a smaller
Jordy
cornerback.
Nelson against Kerry Williams, you take that all day.
all day.
All day.
You didn't want that matchup.
No, I made that decision by bringing the safety in the box. I'm not mad. I'm saying it I'm upset because I lost. But there's what would I have done differently? I would have double covered Jordy Nelson.
Yeah.
Because that opening part of the game that was I know the deep touchdown to Jones was the heartbreaker, but that was the tone setter.
Would have
that was the tone setter.
would have to have a much more challenging second half drive. The second half drive, I would have been able to I would have had to play.
I thought about maybe calling timeouts because he was using 2 clock in the 3rd quarter, which is again, he has a big lead, so get the game over as quick as possible. So I thought about calling timeouts there because then that could have extended the 3rd quarter a little bit. But I thought maybe if I can come down, score quickly in the 4th quarter, I thought if I run quick at a touchdown, I could be right back in it, get the ball back maybe 3 minutes or something. But clearly it didn't work.
What's this lineup you're running here, Farles?
So I'm looking to max out my team style. This has been probably the biggest change to how I've been playing MUT the last week or so. For people that only really watch This Week in Madden, they don't follow the channel so they can catch our weekly streams. I have used Man D, which the boosts, we don't know what they do. We are just kind of testing them. We're giving our opinions on it. But I feel that man defense over 90, and when I had it at 99, I'm getting into more one-on-one catch animations that I felt like I wasn't getting into. Now, I'm not winning all these, but I'm closer. So I'm still testing long pass. That's deep pass accuracy and route running. Route running is the most important stat, I think, in Ultimate Team, especially with man heavy, so that's why I choose long pass Mandy. It's what I play from Big Dime, so I am feeling the effects of Mandy. Haven't really felt long pass yet. I'm still testing it, still seeing if it's good. I just make sure to sub out those players like Tebow. These 2 guys are just in for style, and then I sub them out and I put Cunningham in the game. So I want to give you guys a budget selection real fast. We've talked about it before, Gibbs talked about it, but Christian Kirksey, if you guys haven't heard, we're going to be giving away the Lofton. There's also a Malcolm Smith that came out. He's an 85 middle linebacker. If you guys play heavy man defense and can't afford Kendricks or Wagner, these guys are even just as good as Kendricks and Wagner. Get these guys in for your man defense. They're going to play very well and cover nicely. So let's go ahead and post the Lofton. We'll give him away. And thank you guys for commentating that game. That was good.
Yeah.
Nice.
What do you guys think of the commentary?
I think they liked it. They liked it.
I couldn't tell.
Did they
I
like
wasn't
it?
paying attention.
Yeah.
What's the thing you do? Can I get like
Shake the
Can I
dust
get
off
a
a
1 in
little
the
bit.
chat if me and AJ did like okay on the commentary?
1 in the chat if you like the commentary. 2 if you want him to come back. 3 you want him to never come back.
Moment of truth.
If I see a lot of 3s, I am just gonna.
You could do 1 and 2 like together.
Yeah.
You do 1 2 like.
All right, so we're posting Curtis Lofton. Please
Commentary was
send-
99.
Commentary was 99.
Nice, people like it.
Good. This is great for our egos, guys.
Thank you guys.
Please.
We have delicate sensibilities.
A lot of 1s.
Yes, thank you guys. It means a lot.
Commentary was
Really
pure
does.
gold.
Send Bo Allen and AJ. You have a favorite silver player in this game?
I mean,
I
I
be good. Just like he's a cool looking card, or
feel like
ones, a lot of
everybody
ones.
says Archer,
Oh, no.
right?
Crazy.
yeah, you
Nice,
gotta, no, but you
dude.
got
Thank you,
like
guys.
Broncos that are silver, like any random
awesome.
dude. Who's the most random dude in mud?
You kind of stumped me here because I don't think any silvers on my
Perriman?
on my team anymore. He's a
Perriman?
gold.
He is?
Perriman's a gold. 73 overall gold though.
All right, for the giveaway for the Lofton, send a.
I gotta do some giveaways. I've got a lot that I need to give away on my account.
Yep.
Send an
Nice.
AJ Klein.
This giveaway is from a guy named Good Guy Brian.
Good Guy Brian is Great Guy Brian because he gave us away last week a 98 power move Cameron Wake, and on Sunday our game day stream we gave away a Roy Williams strong safety.
What? That Legend Roy Williams? That card,
Yeah.
Does he like 91 speed or something with like crazy hit power?
Hammer, yeah,
Nice.
he's got some pop in his back.
Speed, hit power, and zone. If when I'm looking
Super
at my
now.
safeties.
I like super now. Silver.
So real quick, if you are subscribed to the channel, you'll
Boa
get
silver?
this update emailed to you after the show. It will
Wow.
include a 15-minute defensive video and a 30-minute offensive video. Make sure to check your emails on your Twitch account. That's how it will be done. If you're on YouTube watching, you're like, I want to get that. Subscribe tomorrow. Either email me, zfarls@madtips.com, or check your Twitch messages, and I'll send it out again on Thursday night. So this is every Wednesday night at 8, so be sure to follow for totally free. It'll notify you when we go live. So let's take a look at this trade block. We'll count however many items we get. 4 Bo Allens. I just want to, because you know this guy was watching, just waiting.
That counts.
They count. So Bo Allen.
Is that like a
So
joke?
this
Like,
is just
what's
this
wrong with
Justin. We can't say it till afterwards. Don't say it till
If you
afterwards.
believe.
Don't say it till afterwards, Farles.
Say, what's going on?
We'll tell you.
All right.
We'll tell you later.
All right.
Farles knows what I'm talking about. Go on.
We'll tell you later.
Definitely my
That, that picture is amazing.
So handsome.
Let's
He's Bo from Game. He's basically a Game of Thrones character.
I was just gonna say, it looks like a straight Game of Thrones like type.
But we're also accepting AJ Klein, silver AJ Klein. You can submit him for this Curtis Lofton. Let's talk about this Curtis Lofton. One of the most undervalued middle linebackers in the game. You're going to get a lot of value out of
Dude, he's a beast, dude.
Malcolm Smith as well. But
Have you actually tested
Big
him?
fan
Is
of
he any
Bo
good?
I'm gonna start him next game. I'm gonna play Bo Allen.
What position is
I want
he?
to do a video on
Wait,
Bo
what
Allen.
is
Bo Allen.
What position?
DT.
He's
I want to do a
DT?
documentary
Documentary.
on Bo Allen.
Imagine
Get
that.
a real Bo Allen, bring him into the studio,
Yeah.
talk to him about his lettuce.
No, we need to get Fugger. You know
It's
his name is
Fugger.
really Fugger?
That's
Tim
what
Fugger.
he says.
You guys were saying
That's
Fugger
what
for
he
like
says.
years, right? Like,
Yeah, but
right?
he-
If
There's a
I mean,
YouTube
wouldn't
video
you
that says
say that it was Fugger too?
No, I would just embrace Fugger.
so RG, this Jordan Reed,
Yes.
check it out. He's the highest rated route running
90
tight end in
route
the
running?
game. So not
Wow.
on a tight end. So
Unpress.
he's usually not going to get pressed. So his corner route ability, yes, he's only 84 speed, but do you think this is a guy for people that are struggling to beat man should get for their lineups?
Yeah, that card's nasty.
91 Excel. That's
What's
pretty
his
good.
speed? 84. Yeah, you get open on a drag route too. So yeah, absolutely. I kind of need speed on my tight ends too. One of the routes that nobody ever guards is just a tight end on a drag route.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's just like
I've
hate
been
when
getting
people.
beat by that a lot.
Well, that's how I know it's good, and that's why I run it. Is it's one of the things I hate guarding the most.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Real talk, we as a community, can we come together and say that if you pull a golden ticket, you will make a golden ticket Bo Allen?
Please.
We asked for a golden ticket Fugger last year. Everyone's like, oh, if I get a golden ticket, I'll do it. Just pony up and just make the Bo Allen.
Yeah, Julius Thomas is an excellent route runner at his base. People have had him on his team for a while. He's very, very good.
I think there's like a Team of the Week Tyler Eifert card too. That was pretty good.
Eifert's amazing.
Yeah.
Eifert is just as good as Jimmy Graham in every category. But then I saw the read and I'm like, well, what is Eifert's route running? And it's a little lower. He's still very good. Great speed, great speed,
I would say
balance,
that Jordan Reed's the best pass receiving tight end in the game. If you're gonna go all out pass, you got to take yourself seriously. You got to go Jordan Reed.
I'd say Eifert too. Shannon Sharp's very, very good. Gronk's very, very good.
It's the 84 speed.
But the blockers, like Barnage,
not the
just too
balanced. We should do this more often. Get together and just hack it up, man.
We need to start up a podcast.
Yeah,
Podcast up.
Been saying it.
podcast.
All right, let's get to the trade block.
We count the Bo Allens. Did we already announce that?
Yeah. Trade block. 33 offers. We'll count how many are legit.
Oh, so that's how you guys put the card up, and then everyone's sending you.
But it has to be the right card. Like, look at Mike Zimmer. Okay, pal.
So they're invalid unless they send Bo.
Bo Allen or AJ Klein.
Oh, so Bo's now like in the
spikes.
economy,
He
like
spikes.
yeah, like that's
We did it with Jimmy Garoppolo last week.
Bow item is going to
the
be...
Bo's affecting the economy.
19 out of 33. So 19 out of
Crazy.
33, random.org.
Last weekend, Jimmy Garoppolo, we used him, and he was just on Mutthead. You can see him spike on
AJ 1 through 19,
because
generate
people started selling them.
13.
Okay.
So the 13th item, so that's
Because
1,
we said Jimmy Garoppolo
2,
bottom of the market.
3,
And
I'm verifying that he did randomize it.
Six.
6,
someone bought one for $40K.
That's cool.
8,
What? Jimmy Garoppolo.
I hope he won the raffle too.
12, 13. So this Bo Allen gets Curtis Lofton. Let's take a look at this Curtis Lofton real quick. 85 speed, 94 play rec.
I love that. And I love
85 block shed, 81 zone, 91 hit power, 91 pursuit. He's just gonna
Across the
sit
board.
in the middle across the board with that play rec. You don't have to touch him. Great, perfect.
Across the board, he's a stud. He
Stud.
He's at 90 speed. He's not 95 hit power, but he's just pure 90s across
Balanced.
the board. Yeah, but he's like a higher bounce. Like there's a
Right.
most feared Clay Matthews who's balanced, but like he's the highest category. Like his hit power is good, but like he's 88 like across the board and everything. It's like 88's not good enough. Where this is like
You
90s.
want to be in the 90 threshold. So.
Look at that hair! Look at that hair!
I wonder if Hoffman.
You're
You've
a
got another Bo
bad man, Bo. He's kind of good.
He's decent strength and block shed.
What type of player is he? I'm putting him in my starting lineup.
He only gives you +3 Mandy.
He's fine. I need him. Look at
For
that
the
hair.
Do it for the hair.
Imagine if Bo Allen makes a play for you, you go absolutely nuts.
Bo Allen,
87 strength, kind of a sleeper.
he's got the locks to
84
lock up.
pursuit. Listen, he's not going to win any finesse move battles. We'll just say that.
No, he's
With
not
48
finesse guy.
finesse.
That's brute force.
With that hair, you're not finesse.
He's
You're
the
all
mountain.
power.
He's like the
I
mountain.
wish I knew about this, dude. I would have went down to the mud floor and lobbied to
Soda's-
get him in the most feared, dude.
Road
Imagine
Soda's-
if we had Bo and most feared out here, dog. Like, oh my god.
Road Sodas goes Bo knows lettuce.
Bo knows the deal. This DRC.
Road to the playoffs.
Locks on fleek.
This DRC versus the Norman. Obviously, Norman's our zone guy. DRC's our main guy.
Wow, 96 zone.
Yeah, that's extreme.
Oh, that's weird, Farles. You have all these good players.
I have some good players.
Oh.
yes. Some good players, yes.
Yeah. Oh.
Prince Amukamara's going to transform. I'm going to move Joe Hayden to the 4.
Glover.
I'm going to put Amukamara to the 4. Hayden to the 4. Cromartie at the 1.
Oh, Cromartie.
Prince 2. Would you go Trufant or Peterson 3? I go back and forth.
Go
between
Trufant.
these two.
Let's look at Trufont's
I like
got better
Trufant
zone.
more,
He's got
yeah.
better zone. Way better zone.
I don't play. I don't.
And man.
For me, it's
Look at the play rack.
for me.
Man and zone are better.
When I'm looking at my slot cornerback, I look at man and press. A lot of the times, if you could have a strong press cornerback, the receivers in the slot don't usually have the best beat press. So you could, if you do some sort of man press
Check out this
scheme,
Randall.
you could
know,
really
we
mess
think
up the
about-
slot.
So this Randall here, where is he? He has decent press, but he has random strength. The strength, you think that helps you tackle at all? Or not?
it's
as
going to
much?
help. It's going to help in your tackling. It's going to help you not get trucked as
It's
much.
not as bad
and
as I thought.
It'll definitely help you getting off of blocks, like avoiding blocks a little bit.
Okay. Cool. All right. Do we have any final parting words? Let's make sure we hit everything. We had our special guest RG and EA Sports AJ in the building. Mutt, we talked about the giant, most feared morph that's about to happen. We looked at this image. So stay tuned this weekend and keep a look at EA Sports Mutt account. I mean, I can't wait to just see these guys in action. We'll be hopefully broadcasting some of that this weekend as well. So give the channel a follow. We also did the inside zone defense from Mark G. We talked about how you read your defensive reads. We talked a little bit about tournaments. We'll do even more about that, about the best tourney players, getting RG's perspective. We looked at quarterback sneak D. We talked about the brain trust. We're getting ready to send that out. The 30-minute Miami offense video and the 15-minute 3-3-5 odd. We gave you a couple month budget picks. We played the game of the week.
It's a lot of stuff tonight.
I wouldn't call it a game.
We
but
had sick
played
costumes.
Yeah, you guys brought heat.
Time out. Did we do the costume
Heat
vote?
with the costumes.
Should we do an official Twitter vote?
Yeah, Twitter.
You guys need to give a shout out to the costume makers, I think.
Mrs.
S. Gibbs?
Yes.
And then
Shout out
we
to
gave
the
away the
custom makers.
Lofton. We gave away the Lofton. So
Should we do an
did pretty
official
well.
Twitter vote to see who wins?
Oh, a Twitter poll?
A Twitter poll.
Let me
Also,
make one.
YouTube crowd, youtube.com/ZFarls. Please
Now you can make one.
comment below
What do you say?
Load
with
screen.
Oh, they want that.
Look at this. I got a dude already submitting some sick screenshots based on the tips I gave.
Let me
Look
see.
at that. Some fire screens.
Let's go!
Some fire
Okay,
screens.
Do you think we can get
Hey.
that screen in the game?
Shout out to Chris Girl,
See, Gerald.
Seagull. I don't even know.
Seagull,
Oldie but a goodie.
hooking us up with the 6 screens. Definitely gonna try to get one of those into the load screens.
Let's go, dog.
Look at that one. I'm gonna make that my profile picture. That one's money.
Look at that face.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Shout out to Captain. Shout out to Captain Corey for getting the mead mug. Let's see if that gets on screen.
Oh,
Look at that. Oh,
That's good.
beautiful, Captain Corey. That's gonna make that my profile picture.
oh, that's
Thanks, man.
hilarious.
That's sick.
All right.
All right. Any last parting words, RG, AJ? Until you guys gonna come on next week, do it again.
I'm out of town. I'm out of town.
All right, AJ, you coming on and commentate next week?
I'm down.
Okay.
Definitely would like to come on and do this again.
Okay, type 1 in the chat if you thought the sack lunch sandwich and all the snacks I brought to the show were better than Farles' costume. Type 2 if you thought his
Type 2
costume
if you don't like gimmicks and just straight fire costumes.
I'm gonna create an official poll, an official poll.
All right. EA Sports AJ is going to do a Twitter poll, so make sure to follow him.
One.
Vote on that.
Ones, baby, ones.
Wolfman. Once again, only Wolfman.
So, no.
Stop reading only
Mike,
Wolfmans.
Pac-Man,
They don't know anything.
Avian Finest.
Come on.
Look at the one. Oh, classic J.O.
J.O.
Hey, J.O.,
here comes the twos.
I'm gonna Ralph Nade you tonight in Halo. You better believe it.
Oh, y'all are on that low?
Let's get on the low tonight.
I'm on that low, dog.
If they had split screen, we could be playing 4-way right now, but they don't.
They don't have split, dude. I was heated.
Yo,
I'll get online.
Road Soul
Let's
said the
go.
RG costume was the best.
The Gron?
Yeah, let's go.
Appreciate it. Yeah, the split screen, the no split screen was heartbreaking to say.
Classic primetime KCS siding with Farles. Classic.
Let's do it. All right, boys.
All right,
Until
boys.
next week.
Appreciate you guys. See you
Thank
next
these
week.
guys as well for
Thank
coming
them.
in.
Thank you for having me,
And
guys.
we had a
Thank you.
blast.
Guys, give them a follow on Twitter. Let me get their links in there.
EA Sports AJ on there.
Are you on Twitter?
No Twitter for me.
Just pure. You're just a purist.
I'm just out
Smartest thing you could do.
I'm gonna put the
Love my
link
Twitter
in the
guys.
chat. Go ahead, follow AJ. Say thanks for tuning in, AJ. We
We'll play 2 on
appreciate
2
it.
chell, but well, maybe next time. 2 on 2 chell.
All right, yeah,
2 on
yeah.
2 beef.
2
Whatever.
chell. We got to do EA Sports Olympics at some point.
Yeah.
The guy in the black shirt is
talked about
RG. He is the man. That's right.
This guy.
Thank you, guys.
That's RG. Former Madden Nation champ. EA works on the EA streams. Is RG. Let's go.
Boom.